everybody? I'm Zenith Warrior, and apparently my internet is crapping out a little bit at the moment. I don't know why, but we're still gonna have a nice, fun, casual stream. Without further ado, today's episode is just going to be synthesis, Kingdom Hearts stuff, nothing truly major. This is all the stuff that is before End of the World, before the secret bosses. So we're going to be getting that all out of the way today. All the synthesis farming, it's not going to be anything major. Both of my normal co-hosts have work tomorrow. I'm a little bit different in that I don't have work until Monday nights. So Sunday is when I usually, like to get stuff done. So yeah, we're going to have a nice casual stream. And we're going to keep on going. So anyway, with that being said, let us continue on. Let us begin. And we will kingdom the hearts. Let's see. Ari. Yes, I am streaming this late. It is 1:30 1:40 in my time zone, but I work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. every single week. So, I kind of have to stay up. Plus, I just did a lot of sleeping, mostly because of, just being tired. I missed a lot of sleep because of, everything that happened last week and yesterday. So, this is just me relaxing. This is relaxing to me. I know that may sound a little bit strange, but I just enjoy playing video games and streaming at 2 in the morning. And it appears that the internet has stabilized. I don't know, maybe it's because I was doing a couple things at once. I don't know. Whatever. We're back on track. We're gonna go back to Final Mix, of course. Yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming this late, but then I saw A Wrinkle in Time in the afternoon, and I was really tired. I woke up late, and I went to dinner, and I didn't get back until like midnight. And then when I got home, I realized I needed to do a few things around the house, and you know how that goes, cat stuff and cleaning and all the stuff that I don't like to do. Alright, so it is time to do a quick check. I always like to check everything when I start, because I play on PS3 and PS4 for separate different games, and while I do remember everything that happened during the stream, it's always good to get a bit of a refresher. Hey Petros, thanks for hosting the stream with a lot of viewers. Thank you. Once again, Petros is a good friend of mine. He has his own stream, so check him out. He does a really good job, and he's been doing this a lot longer than I have. Let's see. Angel Bangle. Do I have anything better? I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have better stuff later once I actually synthesize them. Let's see, Heartless armlet. That lowers my MP, but let's see, what was I using before? Royal Crown. Yeah, I think I just need to synthesize better items for everybody. Abilities. I'll put on Encounter Plus. It's not necessary, but since we are going to be farming, that just means we're encountering enemies a lot more. Sometimes it's not useful for the rare. Actually, I might want to turn it off for the rare enemies, because normal farming is fine for this. Normal farming is fine. Okay. Goofy. Alright, everything's set. Let's see what I need. Okay, so the first thing right off the bat, I know I didn't get this done last time. I'm going to wait on this one because Serenity Powers. Now, Serenity Powers are actually easier to farm than I initially thought. When I was initially playing this in the PS3 version, I went around and I did it a different method, and I could only get like 40 hits. Well, that's because I didn't have certain things synthesized. Later on, like, the items that you get really help you out. So, I just need to update my, my gear. Let's see. What else do I need? Moogle badge. I can get that easily. That's probably what I'm gonna be working on next. Frost Stone, Lightning Stone. Let's see, Power Gem, Mystery Goos take forever to do, but they're useful. And the Cosmic Arts is what we want. We want the Cosmic Arts. Anyway, a lot of the stuff is the stuff that has Gale we won't be able to do until we go to the end of the world. But we can get power shards immediately. So that's gonna be easy. Bright gem, bright crystal. None of these are very taxing right off the bat. But anyway, we're going to start off with Frost Stone and Lightning Stone, because those are the most important right now. Alright. And Frost Stone first. And those are in Monstro. If you want to join on in, Ari, then that's fine. Do you have a link to the Discord? Alright, 1 second, let me set that up. Alright, you should have gotten the invite. And when you do, just jump on into the Zen stream, and we'll go from there. Alright, so what we need to do is get our items set. I need a couple more elixirs in here. Yeah, I don't care about these guys. I'm not going for the premier cap or for whatever the bouncing cap is. I'm just going for the main 100% stuff. Because premier cap is, you have to have a certain build from the very beginning of the game. Really? Okay, we got that. Oh, we got 3, nice. So that's all the frost stones we need. So I'm going to save that, and then we're going to go get some power shards and lightning stones. Once again, this is going to be a very casual stream. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff, but for the most part, I'm not going to be super high energy. I'm just going to be laid back and chill and just, you know, farming in this game is pretty much just it's a time-consuming effort. It's not super, super hard. It just takes a while. Vortex. Vortex is a good move, but if you're going for certain bosses, it's actually better to have it off. Especially like stuff like the Ice Titan.
Hey!
Hey, how's it going, Ari?
It's going good. Sorry, how does the mic sound? Can you hear me? I got a new mic and I'm still getting used to it.
It sounds good on my end, so it should sound good. Like, honestly, I've been through a few different streams right now, and you're probably the better sounding so far.
Oh, thank God. I got a Turtle Beach mic like 2 weeks ago, and Emma and I recorded like 3 podcasts, and my audio sounded terrible on all of them. So I returned that to Best Buy, picked up this brand new one, and it's been doing good. So happy with that, and it was cheaper, and it came with a pop filter, so really happy about that.
Oh, that's nice. I don't even have a pop filter myself. I have a Blue Yeti USB mic because it was the best I could afford at the time, and it's good for what it is. I think it really depends on your voice type, though. I have a very deep voice, and it carries that fine, but like I said, this is pretty much just a casual stream. I'm trying to get all the stupid shit in Kingdom Hearts done, and right now the synthesis farming is just gonna be a time-consuming effort. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Honestly, this isn't even a Blue Yeti. I forgot what this is called. The box is in the closet. I don't feel like getting it, but whatever. Cool. I just thought, I need a way to stay awake. I might do a bit of drawing, might watch you stream, might watch the chat, might talk to you a little bit, because it's been a while since we talked.
I know, it has been a while. I've been too busy. Honestly, like, the first 3 months of this year, I've been non-stop editing, and that caused me to be a little bit burnt out, I think.
Same. That's why I took a break over the holidays. But like the last time we talked to each other with like voices and everything was when we were doing my podcast.
Yeah, that YouTube
And
podcast.
that was like back in January.
Oh wow. I'm sorry for that.
It's whatever. I don't care. It's
I'm a
all
bad
right.
girlfriend.
It's okay, because you're the one who actually has like the big YouTube channel. It's actually making money. I'm just a loser over here. Like, hey, sup? How's it going?
You do a good job. I really love your comic videos, and I don't have a lot of time to watch them, but you know, I always enjoy popping in and checking them out because you do a good job with them.
Oh, thank you. I just recorded 2 new videos, and I'm gonna start editing them tomorrow. I didn't edit today because I said, you know, just to save myself from being a little bit too burnt out, because I do so much in a day, because I'm allowed to do so because I don't have a job unlike you. I'm not gonna do anything on Sundays. Sundays I'm gonna chill out and play video games, and that's what I did all day. But I didn't play Persona 5, which is what I should have been playing.
I essentially took a week off. Well, this week I've been doing nothing but streaming and playing video games and watching. Well, I went out to see the movie, but like I've pretty much been taking it easy because there's been a lot going on. Work's been kind of hectic, but I'm close to being full time, so I wanted to make sure everything's okay. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm taking some time off.
Oh god, that freaking movie. Okay, did you really like that movie? Did you really like A Wrinkle in Time?
Here's the thing. I understand it's a bad movie, but it's weird because I enjoyed watching it. It's a weird feeling because like normally with when I'm watching a film, I have an entertainment response, like how did I enjoy watching the film and how did I enjoy critically. And if a movie's bad, I can usually see from like while watching, like critically my brain is just like, oh, I can see that this is bad. If it's that bad, it'll be like, oh hey, like I understand that. And watching this, like for parts of it, like especially with the acting and with a lot of the pacing and setup, I was like, I don't like how it's set up, I don't like how it's acted, I don't like a lot of the stuff involved in it. But when it comes to the emotional parts and like the main character, what she's going through, like there's the message of the film, the visuals and stuff like that, like I can't help but love it. And I don't understand why, because like if I looked at it critically, if I were to review it, I would give it a thrashing. But I had such a fun time watching it.
You know, okay, really quick, 2 things. One, if you hear snoring or noise in my background, that's my dog, Jewel. She's sleeping, obviously.
Yep.
But me personally, like I saw that movie opening weekend because my mom and my aunt wanted to see it, and I was like, I told my aunt, if you 2 are going to see it, I'll go see it too, just because you 2 are going. And I noticed you're gonna constantly ask me if I'm gonna go see it with you guys. And I read that book 5 times. I read the original book multiple times when in elementary school, twice in middle school. Mm-hmm. And the book is boring. I think the book is really freaking boring. And I only remember half of it. I remember the themes of family, friends, love, fear, insecurity, and y'all need Jesus. That book is Christian. That book is very Christian.
That makes sense considering we have pretty much a lot of religious entities and stuff like that.
Yeah, but with the book, it's not a problem. The spirituality, not a problem because it's not propaganda. It's just the book. It's just what the book is. That book came out in like the 70s, but the movie.
Oh, the 70s! Wow.
Yeah, that's how old it is. Like I just found that out like watching movie reviews. But the movie is like a total kids movie, and I didn't enjoy it because I'm not a child. Only kids like that movie. Trust me, I've heard kids say they like the movie. Those are the only people I hear say like the movie besides my mom and my aunt. But
it has a certain childlike wonder to it that I think is infectious. If I was younger, like if I was, say, 10, 11...
You would totally like the movie, right?
Yes, and that's the thing, like, the child inside me is enjoying the message and stuff that it's sending to these kids, especially...
Hey, Sorry, my mom just walked in.
Especially the idea that you should love who you are. I love the line in the film where it's like, out of the billions and billions of possibilities of who you could have ended up, you ended up as this person. Don't you think that's wonderful? And the movie seems to really celebrate faults and saying, you know, nobody's perfect, nothing is perfect, so the important part is seeing how your faults make up who you are and using them to become a better person.
Sorry, I gotta get up real quick because my dog is trying to get out the room so she can greet my mom. Just like really quickly, gonna get up.
Okay. Like I said, casual stream.
There you go. Okay, I'm back. She always does that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. My cat does the same.
And like some of the final things that the missus says to the kids is like, it's obvious that the movie is talking to the children in the audience when they're comparing Meg to like, oh, you're a great warrior. Some of our greatest warriors have come from Earth, like Gandhi, Carrie, and it's just like, you're obviously talking to the children in the audience because that's what this movie is geared for and that's what it's made for. And at the end of the day, it's just like a reminder of why nobody really likes to remember live action Disney movies. Because it doesn't really feel like Disney puts a lot of their efforts into their live action Disney movies. It's mostly for like younger audiences.
It's hit or miss because I've had some really good live action films that I've seen from Disney recently, but there have been a lot of stinkers too.
Yeah, like the good ones people remember, like Mary Poppins and live action Jungle Book. I'll admit it.
Well, there's been a couple of ones recently, and I'm struggling to remember them now. But like there's been a few that I've really liked that they've Saving Mr. Banks was great.
I have to watch that one.
But like, obviously this is going to be aimed for kids, people who read the book, people who know the source material, or people who have a sense of childlike wonder. And unfortunately for people like us, we have seen the harshness of the world, and we know that things don't work out as easily and things aren't as simple as they end up being in the film. But I think what the film is trying to say is that there's a lot of bad in the world, but we can do good if we embrace our differences and embrace our faults and use them to make the world a better place. Is it clunky and obvious? Yes. But on an emotional level, it really did hit me for some reason.
Yeah, no, totally. You're absolutely right about it. That's the message of the book and the movie, 100%. But the movie, the most enjoyment to get out of the movie is by the visuals, because it's a very pretty movie to look at. And I don't mean that like the directing, if you ask me, is pretty shoddy. There are a few shots in the movie where I'm like, that's clunky, that doesn't seem right.
Too much close up.
Yeah, way too much close up. But it's a pretty movie to look at because of the artists behind the movie, the graphic design team. They make some really, like, the backgrounds are really beautiful, and the CGI is a little clunky. It's like Disney Channel original movie CGI at times. But
it's
you owe
very
most of the credit
film.
Of why the movie looks so good goes to the digital artists. Like, come on, they use seaweed for the tesser scenes. That's really clever.
The tessering scenes in general was great, but the thing is, and I'm with a lot of people on this, I know what a tesseract is only because of
Avengers.
Avengers. If it wasn't because of if it wasn't for the Avengers, I wouldn't know what the hell they were talking about. They don't explain it, which is a problem. But at the same time, the three misses, what's it, who, and which, fantastically cast. I think they did a really great job with their characters. I was loving their scenes, and honestly, I was kind of sad when they left.
Well, when they left, we got a possible Lilo and Stitch reference from Mrs. Who. That better be a Lilo and Stitch reference, or I'm gonna be mad. They better not say, "Oh, that was just a coincidence." No, that better have been planned.
Knowing Disney, like, I forget which movie I saw recently that was oh yeah, we saw 102 Dalmatians, and that's packed with Disney references. Knowing Disney, you know, like, they pack Disney references in everything. So I would not be surprised if that was a Lilo and Stitch reference. But yeah, like, it's one of those things with Disney, with films in general. I usually have 3 different reactions. Either I love a film, I hate a film, or I'm torn. And I usually can critically pick apart why that is. With this film, it's very different because I acknowledge this film is not very good, but on an emotional level, I'm just in love with it. And that's a strange thing because I should love it because of all the faults that I see.
Okay, you know, honestly, I think the movie is kind of a failure as an adaptation.
Yes, it is.
And I only say that because it didn't scare me. It didn't scare kids. 'Cause I told you this on Twitter earlier. Like, the entire part in the book when they're in the It is terrifying. And the part when they're in suburbia is just the scariest part of the book. Like, as a kid reading that part was just, that stuck with me. And it still is with me. I still remember the part in suburbia because in the book, when the kids are in suburbia, it's described as gray, not colorful, not black and white, just gray, the same shade of gray. And all of the boys are bouncing the ball at the same time. All of the girls are skipping rope at the same time. And every one thing is in perfect sync. And then the moms come out and they all look the same. And I think even the kids wore the same clothes. And then they all called out in unison, "Darling, it's time for dinner." And it's such a short scene, but it's an impactful one, man. And everything else about the It, I don't remember. I don't remember if they went to a beach or not. I don't remember if there was anything else in the It, but I remember the fear of the It. I remember that feeling of terror from everything about the It. I don't remember what was in it. I just remember the feeling. And the part when they're in suburbia in the movie should have been the scariest part in the book. The part where they're in the It should have been the scariest part of the movie. But the movie just doesn't want to scare kids. And I'm of the mindset of you should totally scare your kid because I've been scared by media as a child. And I remember that feeling of fear, but I'm thankful that I was scared by that media. And nobody nowadays, not many people have the balls to scare children. I mean, the last piece of media I saw that was 100% like, yeah, we're going to put in some nightmare fuel in this. It's Gravity Falls.
Well, that's because Gravity Falls was amazing, even though...
Gravity Falls is perfect in every single way.
Yeah, it really is.
Except for Mabel.
I love Mabel.
I'm going to get so much crap, but dude, Mabel is not a very good character. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave that to my friend Emma to talk about for another day. But yeah, just like the reason why the It wasn't scary is why I think the movie isn't that good. Like, if the It was more scary, if they stuck to the book and the descriptions of the It, then the movie would have been terrifying. Then I would have felt more emotion when Meg found her father, because when the kids go through all of these trials, when they go through all of these horrific things in the It, and they find Dad, it's like, hey, you did it. You survived this really crazy, dark, messed up wonderland known as the It. And then you get to the really especially lame part where Meg just screams out, "I love you, Charles Wallace, I love you." That was in both the book and the movie, and it was lame both times.
Like, I feel like it's too G-rated. It's too much.
It's a G movie with a PG rating because ratings mean nothing.
Yeah, well, they don't want to go full out anymore. But like, I one thing that really stuck with me, and I think it was stupid. Why do they call him Charles Wallace? Like, I
think Charles Wallace is adopted, and I have no idea why they call him Charles Wallace. I guess it's because he's smart or whatever.
But like, you can give him the same... They have the same last name. They're brother and sister, even if they're adopted. or just call you brother. Like, I thought he was way too stiff, and they were trying to make him
Dude,
odd.
don't get me started.
They were very much trying to make him odd and out of place, and I get that, but he was probably the worst actor in the movie. Like, I like who they got for Meg. I think she was good, and I think she really embodied a person who was bright, but who had lost so much. And I think that was fine for her, but with Charles Wallace, like, he kind of bogged down a lot of the film. But going back to the scene you were talking about that was hampered, like, if they had directed that scene the way you described it, I probably would have been even more... I would have probably been scared. Hell, if they had added to it, like, add more stuff to it, add more, like, idiosyncrasies, things that, like, are just so weird. Because like, they made it too apparent early on, since they went directly from there to the beach, that this was an illusion, and that like they were just it was changing things to try to tempt them. But they gave into temptation so easily, and if they had made that previous scene more scary, then they probably would have had a little bit of a breather afterwards before they got swayed and pulled in by the puppet guy, which that didn't make sense.
Exactly. Like, okay, I think it's a boring movie. I think it's a boring book. I never really liked the book, but if they stuck to the descriptions of the book, like, that book was powerful with its imagery. It was just as powerful with its imagery as it was the whole y'all need Jesus thing. But the only kind of unsettling part of the movie was when the puppet guy dismembered, and you knew that he was a puppet, and the whole part where they were going 2 by 2 is 4, 4 by 4 is 8, and things like that. That was kind of unsettling. But the only part that was kind of okay, yeah, that was freaky, was when the puppet guy fell apart. But seriously, they just stuck to the book with those descriptions, man.
I liked them climbing into the sky. That was an interesting part. I like the pseudoscience involved. I liked them trying to explain a little bit, but I think overall, if you had to describe the best parts of it, it was the 3 misses.
Oprah literally just walked on a set for that movie. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, but
she's Oprah.
She looked good in that film, okay?
She could get away with anything. She literally, I think she said in an interview, like, people told her, hey, this character has like some ego to her, so play with some bit of ego. And she was like, oh no, don't worry, my ego can do that for me. She was literally just being Oprah.
Which makes sense. I like that. I like that the 3 misses had probably the most character to them. Calvin, I like what they tried to do, but it was too fast. Like, they tried to make the whole father issues, and to be fair, I've been through some similar shit, so I understand it.
Was Calvin the dad or the boring love interest that nobody cares about?
The boring love interest that no one cares about.
Okay, no wonder why I don't.
And the thing is, Calvin could have been good, but they gave him like 5 seconds of character development, and when they showed him like saying, when they actually showed the shot of him like being berated by his father, it needed to be longer. It needed to be spread throughout the film, because I related to it personally because I've been through that, but it wasn't enough.
Trust me, they really didn't have much to... Sorry, dog's trying to get out of the room again. They really didn't have much to work with Calvin, because like, he was nothing in the book. Honestly, before seeing this movie, I was trying to think, wait, was that other guy, that other kid, like the brother, or was he a love interest? I literally couldn't remember. And I already can't remember half of that book. You could have done something. You could have made him good. You could have made him interesting, but he's just the boring love interest. All right, sure.
Yeah.
Cool beans, Disney. And it sucks because next year, the only animated Disney movie we're getting next year is the freaking Lion King.
Wait, animated film? You mean live action one?
It's already going to be animated. The entire movie is going to be in CGI. I don't care what anybody says. It's animated. I don't care. But hey, at least we got Wreck-It Ralph coming out this year.
We have
and The Incredibles.
an Infinity War. We have Infinity War.
Yes! God, I'm excited!
I'm so excited.
The trailers, man! Oh, the trailers look amazing! Okay, I'm a little scared, though, because they actually filmed those two movies back to back. And if we know anything about the history of movies being filmed back to back...
Yeah.
Jaws...
But
maybe Marvel can do something with it.
You know what? It can work. Granted, it hasn't in the past. Like my best example is Harry Potter, the final movie that was split into two. The second
that was deserving to be split into two parts, though.
But the thing is, like, it should have been more. Like, I liked part 1 so much. Part 1 was my favorite, and then part 2 I thought dropped the ball. It was too much like the book, whereas the other one was just enough of its own thing.
That's true.
Because we didn't see enough of the battle. But that was my personal gripe. Like, that's kind of my thing. It's just like, I wanted it to have more to it than it actually did.
I keep telling myself one of these days I'm gonna like rewatch all of the Harry Potter movies because I know we have them all on DVD here. But Infinity War, oh god. Every time I think about Infinity War, I get so emotional. Because, like, I grew up on Marvel. I grew up on these movies. Like, I still have memories of going to see the first Iron Man with my dad. And then Avengers came out, and it was like, oh my god, this is it. Like, all of the promotions, all of the little sneak teasers at the end of every movie, it's all been leading up to this. And then here we are again with Infinity War, and it's just, like, so much bigger this time.
It's big, it's important, it's like seeing all of these trailers. Like, I saw the first trailer when it came out, and I'm like, oh, I got chills. I saw that like 5 times, and then the new one that came out, I saw it, and I was just like, oh my god. It's kind of like a dream come true to see all these big figures on the big screen. And I mean, it's the same feeling I got when I saw the Black Panther trailer, because Black Panther...
The Black Panther trailers were freaking amazing.
And Black Panther as a movie is freaking amazing. It's just, the scale and scope of it is so big and so wondrous. It's not trying to be anything it's not. It's its own thing. It knows what it's doing. It's being its own thing. And I applaud it so much for doing that and still being amazing.
I wish I could have the same experience going to see Black Panther, but every time I go to the movies to see Black Panther, it's always ruined by the audience and their children.
That's why I go to see early on, like, what is it, matinees? Like, I go before, like, Tuesday in the afternoon.
I've seen that movie twice in theaters, and both times my theater going experience has been ruined.
Yeah.
The next time I go see it in theaters, it better be better. I'm going to be royally pissed off even more than I already am.
Yeah, I need to go see it again. Like, that film... I love the scene where M'Baku just barks at the dude.
That was pretty freaking hilarious.
It is not your turn to speak.
Quiet, peasant! or what did they call him? Colonist or something? Oh no.
Yeah, colonial.
I don't... Oh good, another broken wife will ever meet a thing. Shuri is best girl and I love her.
Shuri is best girl. Honestly, she is fabulous. Although I will say Nakia is pretty damn badass, and Okoye whipping her hair back and forth. That scene was hilarious, but I really could have done without the "what are those" joke. Yeah, I didn't get it, but you know, whatever. It's a dead meme that nobody wants to remember, and so it doesn't really make sense for them to put it in. It honestly makes me question what year the film was recorded, because apparently, I think I read an article. I saw an article. I think it said
the original cut of the movie had 4 hours of footage or something?
I want to see a director's cut of this.
Same. But Black Panther, God, that was such a good movie. That was such a fun movie. But I'm freaking Infinity War. It got pushed up by a week. Thank you, Mr. Stark.
I love that. It's just like done. It's in April now. Like, okay.
They should, I am honestly not mad because Star Wars comes out. No, Deadpool comes out after Infinity War, and Star Wars comes out a week after Deadpool. I don't know. Disney owns the summer.
Like, it's gonna be this year in general is big for movies.
Yeah. Sorry, Zen. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I think that's all the power gems I need. I might have to go to... I probably have to go to Halloween Town to find bright gems now. Simply because the ghosts aren't here. I don't know why ghosts... I don't know why Monstro is haunted in the first place, but yeah, Monstro was haunted by ghosts. Ghosts and barrels. Never understood the concept of this space whale. I'm a giant whale in space, and I'm going to eat Heartless simply because Pinocchio's a weird world. Power gem. Yeah, more than enough now. Alright, back to Chamber 1. Such a confusing world. You can stop that now. Sorry about the heating, guys. I don't know why it's very loud. Let's get out of this area, because there's no ghost here. Alright, there we are. Get that bright gem. Hello, ghosts. Oh, that was fast. Okay. And while we're here, we might as well get the blazing gem, which is from blazing stone, I should say, which is from the Chimera. We showed that off last time.
I'm back.
Welcome back. It's okay.
Reasons why I need to move out. But anyway, what were we talking about? Infinity War trailer.
Like I said, there's a space over here.
Oh hey, you're in Halloween Town. I love that one. It's like the best level.
It really
like
is.
All Kingdom Hearts games. I wish it would come back. Okay, but I honestly hate myself watching the Infinity War trailer.
Why is that?
Do you know?
Hello?
Ways. Oh god. My voice connection just went to the red for a second there. I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I gotta see what's wrong with my internet. But do you know how hard it is for me to not dirty my childhood with my Fujoshi ways? Dude. The Infinity War trailer dropped. The internet was going crazy as always. I was like, this is such an awesome trailer. You know what the Fujoshis of the internet did?
Oh god, what did they do? What did they
do? The Fujoshis of the internet said, hey, look at all these new pairings in the Infinity War trailer. Did y'all see the banter between Stark and Quill?
I loved that. I loved seeing them banter together. I love Doctor Strange and Peter.
If anything, this movie is going to have great dialogue, but no. The Fujoshis of the internet was like, hey, let's ship this.
Of course.
And I'm just sitting over here like, don't do it, Ari. Don't do it, Ari. You're not going to do this, Ari. These are characters from your childhood, Ari. You're not going to do it this time, Ari. You're not going to do this like you did Kingdom Hearts, Ari. Oh god, I'm doing it.
It's okay, we all know that Riku wants Sora.
We all do! God, Axel! Axel, you gay son of a... And then Black Panther came out, right?
Yep.
Kill Chala became a thing, right?
Yep.
I hate you, Tumblr. I hate you so much, Tumblr. Why are you doing this to me, Tumblr?
T'Challa is really, really hot. I'm just saying.
He is a very attractive dude. I think the actor who plays him is like 40 something.
Really?
I'm about to look at, cause like Michael B. Jordan is adorable.
Yeah, like Michael B. Jordan's great, and like all of them are great. Like I think the casting for Black Panther was fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, it was really good all across the board, and they got some really pretty actors, especially Shuri, because Shuri is best girl.
Exactly, and I loved her at the Oscars. Her dress, oh my god.
God, they all looked really good at the Oscars. That's his name, Chadwick. God, I keep forgetting.
Chadwick.
Yeah, he's
Boseman.
like 40. He is straight 40.
Damn.
Everybody said that he was British. I told them he was American.
Like, you can never tell, like, the way they have the accents. I'm like, it's great. I love the language that they use in that film. It just...
That accent, I believe, was made up by combining 5 different African accents, I think. That's what I heard from Professor Dorgy. Wait, Joel? Come here, girl. Sorry. But, no, God. The casting for that movie is really great. Marvel is, I want to say Marvel has never made bad casting choices, and then I remember Spider-Man Homecoming, but I will digress over hashtag not my MJ. But anyway, no, the Black Panther cast, that movie had a $200 million budget, and it's very clear most of that budget went to the environments, but they also got some really good actors in there. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan is just adorable. God,
I have never seen Michael B. Jordan in a bad film. Every single film, he's made it.
I feel like kind of a hipster because after Black Panther came out, everybody was like, oh, Michael B. Jordan, he's so cool. And I'm just like, that guy was like, I liked him before he got famous. Have y'all seen Chronicle?
Have you seen Creed? Have you seen, he was in another one that I saw. And
He was in Chronicle, Creed, and we don't talk about that one.
About what one?
We don't talk about it. I'll give you a hint. It has a 4.
Iron Man 4?
Nope.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Nope.
4.
It's another Marvel movie that isn't a Marvel movie. The 4 is in the middle of the title.
Oh, Fan 4 Stick. That.
I just said we don't talk about that one.
It's technically not a Marvel film because that was Fox.
Okay, isn't Disney trying to buy Sony? It's rumored.
Well, Disney is now in talks with Fox. Like, I believe that they own the rights to Fox and stuff now. So yeah.
They own Fox. But like, if they buy the rights to Sony, they don't have to worry about giving Spider-Man back. And then Stan Lee, I read an article that Stan Lee is trying to bring Fantastic Four over to the Disney MCU.
I would really hope that before he passes, because he's getting a little bit old, unfortunately.
I know, it's such a scary thought.
I want him to actually see Fantastic Four represented in a good movie, because so far we've had one bad one horrible one, and then one film that does not exist because it was just so boring.
Okay, wait, for the Michael B. Jordan movie, were you thinking of Fruitvale Station? Or the animated DC movies? Because he played Cyborg in the animated DC movies.
Yeah, he just does a good job in everything he's in. Like, I'm really loving him as an actor, and the more I see him, like, he looks and feels different in every single role, and that's hard to pull off, especially when he has kind of like a presence about him that he can just adapt in a role and just do it. I love it. I loved it. Like, Creed, oh my god, I loved it.
Creed is such a good movie, and I've never seen a Rocky movie before Creed.
I saw 2 films. I saw a little bit of Rocky 1, not all of it. I saw Rocky Balboa, and then I saw Creed.
That's true.
Which is weird.
Michael B. Jordan is going to be in the upcoming Fahrenheit 451 TV series movie. I don't know what it is, but he looks really good.
Fahrenheit 451. I've never actually seen it.
Seen it or read the book? Because I don't think there was an adaptation of the book before this one.
Okay, maybe it's a book then. I don't know. I've heard the name before. I just never.
It's the book about people burning books.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought it was about firefighters. Sorry.
No, it's literally like the title Fahrenheit 451. It's the melting point of a book.
Ah.
Yeah, but before we were talking about Michael B. Jordan, we were talking about Fantastic Four, and the problem with the Fantastic Four movies is that Sony has the rights, and they don't want to let go of the rights. So they just churn out these Fantastic Four movies so they don't lose the license. They don't care about Fantastic Four. They don't care about making a good movie. They just want to keep the license away from Marvel.
But they're losing money making these films. That doesn't
We
make
haven't gotten a good one yet.
That doesn't make sense from a studio perspective. I get that they want to keep the rights, but if you keep making bad films, guess what? You're gonna lose money.
You're gonna lose money, dummy.
Yeah. Apparently studios and video game studios, movie studios, they have this mindset of, if we don't make all the money, then it doesn't matter. Or like the failure, but they still churn out these movies that they don't have to make just to keep licenses for properties that they think are gonna be popular.
You know, like, EA. God, I hate you, EA. I hate you so much. Like, recently, okay, you know, I love The Sims. The Sims is one of my favorite video games. I love The Sims 1, The Sims 2, The Sims 3, but I cannot stand The Sims 4. Because The Sims 4 is just the epitome of a cash cow. And recently, EA dropped a new expansion pack for the game. Not a game pack or a stuff pack, but a full-on expansion pack. And it was called Cats and Dogs. And it was literally just that, just a watered-down version of the pets packs from the past. And it was incomplete and overpriced. Then EA said, we're going to drop a stuff pack. And it's just an expansion to the expansion.
And let me guess, you have to pay for it.
You have to pay $10 for it.
This is almost as bad as having to pay for an extra save slot in a video game. If you're not going to put in the actual game...
You mean Metal Gear Survive?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to all the Metal Gear fans.
I haven't played much Metal Gear. Like, I played 1 and 3. I beat those. I love Metal Gear 1 and 3. 3's the best, in my opinion. But then again, I haven't played much more than that. But, like, even still, I feel so bad because that isn't Metal Gear.
Paying money for a freaking slave salt. Like, okay, I haven't touched a Sim 4 in months because I am so sick of giving EA my money for Sims 4, especially when they're like, hey, we're gonna have you pay $10 for a very incomplete expansion pack. An expansion pack who the incarnation previous in The Sims 3 included cats, dogs, horses, lizards, rabbits, raccoons, deers, unicorns, and hamsters. EA said, hey, the new Pets expansion pack is only going to be cats and dogs with a new world that's ugly as sin, a career that's pretty incomplete but can be fixed with the help of mods, and we're going to have you pay $10 for an expansion to the expansion? Like, call it an experiment, but I do not like being experimented on. And I am used to paying money for DLC in the form of expansion packs because I play a lot of simulations and I play a lot of city builders. So it's like, if the expansion is worth it, if the expansion is complete, I am completely okay with that DLC. But EA is just like, they are completely milking me, and I am so sick of being experimented on. I'm sick of being treated like a cash cow. And they already lost a contract with Disney for Star Wars, and I really hope that cripples them so hard.
Yeah, and one thing that I always come back to is, remember when you used to get, like, the fact that you get a more complete game in 2 than you're getting right now. Like, it doesn't matter how many expansion packs you add if the base game is gutted.
It's just, I feel so bad. I feel bad for the devs because, like, when it comes to big AAA games like this, I feel no remorse for publishers because, let's face it, a lot of the time why a game is so bad is because of the publishers. EA owns Maxis, but they shut down Maxis. Like, they kept the Sims team for Maxis open because it's the Sims, and the Sims is a big money maker and a cash cow, but they shut down everything else about Maxis. And it's just, I feel terrible for the devs there because it feels like they want to say something. It feels like they want to explain something, but EA is like, hey, here's a contract, sign it. If you break it, you're going to be fired. And it's just like, it's just the total epitome of I have no mouth, but I must scream, you know?
Yeah.
God, I hate you, EA. Remember when Ubisoft was the most hated game publisher?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to those days.
I still hate Ubisoft because they still haven't gotten me any more Prince of Persia, and they killed it with the reboot. I'm still upset with that.
Assassin's Creed glitches.
Assassin's Creed is getting even worse. Assassin's Creed 3 was horrible. And I love Black Flag, but the thing is, Black Flag was technically Assassin's Creed 3. They gave us 4 before 3, if you think about it, because the way the story takes place, Black Flag takes place before the Revolution. So we're getting not only like a fragmented story that doesn't make sense until the following game, but we're just getting everything out of order, and you're not Memento. You can't do that.
But hey, at least Assassin's Creed Origins was kind of, sort of, mostly complete, I think. I don't know, I've never played it. All I know is that the screenshots of the glitches still haunt me. That guy's face.
Not as bad as Unity.
Eyeball.
Assassin's Creed Unity for the glitches was like, that was one big nail in the coffin. I was going to buy it, and then I saw the posts about it.
They haunt me.
And it's like, that's when I started kind of falling out of love of Assassin's Creed. And I still buy them, and I'm still planning on, like, finishing the series. But the thing is, I was a loyal customer until 3. 3 was when I was starting to get a little bit wary, but then I bought Black Flag, and it was amazing. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to learn from their lesson, but then Unity happened, and I stopped. Like, that was just when I'm just like, I'm not gonna invest in a company that doesn't care.
Like, hey, maybe think about, completing and fixing your game before you release it. Like any logical company would do. But no, in all seriousness, how did the new game do? I wasn't paying attention to it, so...
It did well enough because they're putting out more, but the thing is, it still has genre fatigue. And I don't even know anything about the story anymore because I checked out when they killed off Desmond.
Wait, they killed him off?
In 3. At the end of 3, the future storyline that we're making, they basically ended it as Desmond dies, the Templars win. That's how things go. And from that point onward, you're like developing a video game for the Templars. Basically, you work for Abstergo in all of these games now. And that's what really lost me. It's like, what's the point? Like, you messed up your storyline so much.
Well, that's not very good writing right there.
Yeah, especially because, like, all the stuff that we had built up, like, they made a problem by having, what's her name? From the first 2 games, the girl go evil. Like they basically, because her actor had like wanted to leave the video game, they just basically said, oh, she's evil, and then killed her off. That's bad writing. I don't care what the voice actor does. If it does want to be associated with the game, you either get a new actor. It may not be the same, but people probably won't. People will deal. Or here's what you do. You write a compelling conclusion to the storyline you established.
I'm just wondering why the actress wanted to leave.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like contract or something like that. Maybe they weren't paying her enough, because I know that was right around the time where we had the actor strike.
Really?
Yeah, we had well, it's still going on.
Wait, that she wanted to... which Assassin's Creed game was this?
It started with Revelations.
Oh, okay. I'm just like thinking, like, if this was Assassin's Creed 2, that was like years ago. So I was really confused.
Yeah, well, the problem is they release Assassin's Creed almost every year. Like,
that is true.
Sometimes 3 a year, like with the portable games. True. And I'm like, genre fatigue, 1, but 2, like, they don't treat their actors well. And I mean, this is kind of a thing of the industry. They don't pay their actors well. They don't understand that it takes talent to voice act. And anyone who's followed my channel for a very long time knows that I voice act in my free time. Oh, I got the Defender Shield, yes.
Nice.
But
You're
yeah.
almost ready to go fight the big bad.
Alright, Defender's done. I just need the Wizard's Relic. That's the last for that drop. But I also need a Bright Crystal, so I have to defeat more Defenders. Anyway, but yeah, I voice act in my free time. It's something I do as a hobby, but it's not easy. And you have to be good at regular acting, too. And it's like, to write these characters off as non-impactful, or to not understand that, like, these people help make the games what they are, is severely disrespectful, but also it spits in the face of what video games and like the medium has stood for a very long time.
Yeah, no, because like Emma and I, for the longest time, when we started podcasting, we've always said, love your voice actors, because voice actors are very important. They bring your character to life. Like, have you seen the Netflix original series? It's a 4-episode documentary. It's called The Toys That Made Us.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's interesting, but I found it to be really disappointing because they didn't talk about the voice actors. Because the voice actors are like, they brought to life G.I. Joe and Barbie and these characters that you're talking about. So why don't you show them some love? And it's important that you treat your voice actors with respect. Like at YomaCon last year, Emma, Devin, my friend Devin, and Emma's friend, we went to this panel Sunday morning called Video Game Voice Actors, and it was exactly what it sounded like. It was a Q&A panel ran by some voice actors who worked in video games, like DC Douglas, Ian Sinclair, and Erica Lineback, who's the voice of Futaba in Persona 5. Somebody asked, he was a young guy who was trying to make an indie game with his friends, and they were thinking about having a Kickstarter to have a goal that was big enough to hire voice actors. And this was, YomaCon took place before the strike ended, so he asked, what's some things that we can do to kind of treat you well, and with the strike going on and everything. And Erica led the conversation, and she said, just treat us with respect, and respect the fact that we can't do everything for you in one session, but we will try. Because Erica, she was working with a publisher, not the devs, the publisher. And the publisher said, okay, do all of this and really stretch yourself out and strain your voice and kill yourself. And Erica said she can only do 3 hours of screaming out, grenade, grenade, get down, things like that, just like screaming, because that hurts and strains your voice, man. But she can't say no to the publisher, because the publisher will be like, oh, well, this guy's a pain to work with. We're never going to work with them again. Erica did what they wanted her to do. She stressed herself out. She almost damaged her voice, and she went home in tears. And her agent said, yeah, no, you're never working for these people again, because the publisher was like, hey, work for us. We're paying you. You're on the clock. You had to do what we say, and just completely ignore her health and her safety.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like, when I was recording the Danganronpa stuff for, like, my reviews, like, I took an hour to try to do the Mondo voice, and the Mondo voice, like, it's pretty much that scraggly, killing your throat type of thing. Like, that would be screaming. And just that alone was starting to hurt my voice after, like, 20 minutes. Can you imagine 3 hours?
I have no idea what that character sounds like, so I can't really say, because I told you I'm skipping over your Danganronpa Let's Play because I want to play the game myself and avoid spoilers. But
basically it's Kuwabara. I pretty much do kind of my Kuwabara.
Okay, so it's like scruff, deep, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
Like very deep. Like, oh, you piece of shit. Like
Yakuza.
Kind of like that. Only I do a little bit more to it. Like, it's hard to get into character right off the bat. But that was closer to what I'm talking about. It's something that it takes a while to get into character. It takes a while to stay into character, but it also kills your voice while you're doing it.
Yeah, no, but that voice actor strike, man, it was just, you read the list of publishers that the actors were boycotting, and you look at some of the publishers, like EA and Disney, and it's like, who's even surprised? But then you see publishers like Insomniac Games,
Really?
the guys who are currently making the new Spider-Man game, and it's just, what are you doing to these people?
It's like, these are good publishers. Insomniac makes some really great games, but
They made our childhood. Let's not lie.
yeah, but it's just like, wow. Like, I have all the Ratchet and Clank games, and I plan to play them on stream eventually, but it's like, they've never, in my knowledge, made a bad game. And to hear that they were involved in some of this stuff, that really upsets me. I really hope the new Insomniac Spider-Man game is good, by the way.
It better be good. If they don't have the pizza song, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad.
I know Butterbuns is going to be mad.
I am going to be just as mad as Butterbuns. Because seriously, that pizza delivery song, that song is amazing. You cannot have a Spider-Man game without it. This is not in this game. I'm gonna be so mad. But the new Spider-Man game looks good, and if the game is delayed, I'm not gonna be surprised, because it's probably because of the voice actor strike. But man, that strike was just that really kind of hit home with me, considering voice actors have done so much, and they seriously love your voice actors, treat them with respect. It's just,
the biggest disrespect was Konami with David Hayter and just replacing him with someone who didn't, like, who wasn't even remotely close.
Wait, refresh my memory on this, because I'm really foggy about this.
The voice actor who plays the main character in Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, I thought it was Devil May Cry again.
But yeah, like, the voice of Solid Snake is one of the most iconic voices in gaming. He makes these games. Like, and yet they replaced him just because they wanted a movie star. That's what a lot of the video game voice actors want, is a movie star. And that's why we had the stuff with Destiny and Norman Reedus.
And Beyond Two Souls.
And I'm just like, voice actors and regular actors are very different things. Two very different.
But they're just as good.
They're just as good, but you have to be in a certain mindset, because think about it this way. I'm on camera right now, but I'm not looking at my camera. I'm not interacting with my camera all the time. My skill set as a theater major is with camera. So that's why I'm natural, like, I can understand how to function on camera. But a lot of what I do right now with, like, voiceover and voice acting is so completely different, because I'm talking to this microphone right here. It's an inanimate object, and I have to put the same amount of energy and delivery that I would on stage without any of the physical movements. Voice acting, it should not be treated any less than any other medium. And yes, movie actors work hard as well, but it's two different skill sets.
True, but like, for me, when you put a celebrity in a game or in a TV show with voice actors, there's no different. It's the same kind of medium of acting, not like, the stage actor and the movie actor is like, it's just like you're voice acting at this moment with other voice actors, and there's no difference to me. You sound just the same as any other voice actors if you do your job very well. Like Beyond Two Souls, I don't care if Daddy Defoe is in the game next to Ellen Page, who did not give her permission for her body to be used in such a way with that game.
Yeah, they violated their contracts, and that
David Cage is a piece of shit, and yet I'm looking forward to Detroit Become Human just because I want to laugh at it.
Yeah, the thing is, I've come to find out that, like, a lot of his games are very flawed. They're interesting, but like Heavy Rain, when I got through it, like, initially while playing, I was really, really loving the game. Then there were several major problems where I hate the game now.
Dude, Heavy Rain is like that the pinnacle David Cage game to end all David Cage games so far is Beyond Two Souls. But Heavy Rain is just a fine example of David Cage as a writer. Because, like, think about that game. That game is like, the theme of the game is your parents love you and they will do crazy things for you if you are sad or in danger or things like that. And the beginning of the game is very, very flawed because of how ham-fisted it is. It's just like, hey, look at this guy.
Jason!
But like before the infamous press X to Jason, press X to Jason. Before that infamous scene, it's like super ham-fisted because it's like, hey, look at this guy, look at this nice house, look at this hot wife, look at his great job, look at his amazing 2 precious sons. Oh, press X to Jason.
Jason! It's awkward, but also the biggest problems I have with that game are
voice acting.
The sex scene. Which was horribly done.
That was so uncalled for.
And the ending where they do something that is basically not possible in the storyline, but they just made it happen anyway. Like,
Here's the thing.
Doesn't make sense.
One thing I'm thinking about, I constantly think about this with Heavy Rain, but like Shelby is like a cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like private detective, right? How did he get the money to set up all of those traps?
Not only that, but like you'd think people would start figuring it out. And why was he constantly solving the cases? Like, yeah, I get it, like he's trying to cover his tracks, but that would make him more suspicious.
Don't forget, like, the reason why he's doing all of this is because he's looking for a good parent that cares about his kids, because his dad hated him. And remember the scene where we see his dad and he's just cartoonishly drunk dad with just like the cartoonishly drunk voice?
He was basically like the parent in It.
This is not a human being. And Shelby has one of the best voice actors in the game. Because like the guy who plays, God, what's his name? The main character, he's not good because he's a French voice actor trying to speak English.
If they had let him be French, that would be fine.
If they had let all of the French voice actors be French, that would have been fine to get actual English voice actors.
Because
but no,
it's not even said in a
the voice acting
specific
from
area.
the kids hunt my nightmares.
Jason!
Don't forget about the child version of Shelby. God.
Yeah, like, as much fun as that game was, like the highway scene, the finger scene, like...
The finger scene is the best part of the game.
Yeah, like, there's some really great sequences, and while you're playing the game, it is good. It is more than good. It is really good. But as soon as you step back, and, like, you find out the twists, and you see what it's all about, and you see the alternate endings, and then you see the sex scene, and you start to realize that there's problems in this game that are very apparent, and that they should have noticed, and that aren't addressed ever. And he's just like, oh, no one likes my games. I'm David Cage.
David Cage is like such an asshole, man.
Why does no one like my games?
No one likes your games because they're messy and unfocused, and it is reported that there is so much more that was made for those games. There's so much more writing, and he has editors that do their job, and they're like, David, we have to take this out. David, we have to take this out. And you think about it, and you're just like, how many more hours of game did we not see? Like think about Fahrenheit. Think about the beginning of Fahrenheit, dude.
If this was the best part of the game, like, wow.
But
that's the thing. Like, I think he thinks he's a visionary. He thinks he's like this big shot. And to be fair, he's done some interesting things with games. I will give him that. I will give him the fact that he does things that are very different, and he tries to bring games forward, and that's fine. I think that's good. The problem is he doesn't understand his own flaws, and he doesn't read into them, and there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on with him, too. Like, apparently, his company...
Sexual assault scandals, overworking your developers...
Yeah.
Oh, where should I start? But, and like I said, he's a messy, incoherent, unfocused writer. Like, he has editors that say straight up, hey, there's a lot more to the game that you didn't see. Like, I'm dead serious. Think about Fahrenheit. The beginning of Fahrenheit is great because it's tight and it's solid and it's consistent. And then there's like bugs or something. I don't know.
You need somebody to tell you no. You need, like, that's what happened with Lucas. People didn't want to tell him no. And the thing is, people tell David Cage no, and he fires them.
And it's...
Hello,
wow,
dog.
Joel, you are really tired. Okay. And it's... He's not the kind of writer or... He's not the person he's not a person that you should praise, because people praise him in his games all the time for being so visionary and pushing the boundary of video games because they're so cinematic. But dude, it's just melodramatic cheese. And David Cage to me is just a jackass writer who wanted to go into movies, but movies were like, nah, you're an asshole and you're weird. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go to video games and make video games movies.
Yeah, and it's like, he does some good things cinematically for video games, but I think the same could be said about Kingdom Hearts. Like, you're not doing anything majorly different in terms of cinematography by making it like this different. You're changing gameplay, and that's what's the big draw, I guess. But it's like, it's good in terms of action. It's an action movie. But action movies are popcorn flicks.
Too bad the storyline is still is an incoherent mess, and it's really confusing and you can't follow it. Oh my god, somebody please help me. I don't understand anymore.
If the games were not reliant on story, if the games had simpler story, more focus, and it wasn't relying on mysteries, or if the games had something beyond that was like more consistent, that would be fine, because then you could say, all right, well, you want to make this big action set piece, fine, make it a popcorn action flick, make Too Fast Too Furious, okay? I love Too Fast Too Furious because big dumb fun, you know. If you're going to make popcorn action flicks as games, make popcorn action flicks as games. Don't say that they're art.
You really have to change up the formula too, because when you do something for so long, if you keep it the same, it's just gonna be boring and repetitive. Like, look at Family Guy. Think about how long Family Guy has been going on. They haven't changed a thing with Family Guy.
It's gotten worse. Family Guy, unfortunately, is not as funny. It stopped being funny during the Vault episode, and then after that, I just checked out. But like, it's the same thing as The Simpsons. The Simpsons been going on for years, and even they acknowledge that they have genre fatigue, but they gotta keep going because, you know, it's the biggest TV show.
And it's a cash cow. It's a moneymaker.
It's a moneymaker, and they gotta do it. And while, like, they're hit or miss now, they're not as bad as Family Guy because they understand the problems with it. They understand fatigue, and they can't always be the best writing staff, and you know, people have to move on. They've been losing some of the old voice actors, but that at least the creative team understands it. And that's the difference between a guy who creates something and just is immune to criticism. Criticism is scary. Yes, I understand that. And everyone gets criticism of their work. I get criticism of my work. But you got to take it with a grain of salt. Some people you do listen to. You have to listen to some people and improve and do things better. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, no, like, criticism is good if you get really good, solid, constructive criticism. Like, recently I've been getting more and more hate comments, and they're like, hey, it's just a comic, man, or you don't like this comic because, like, you want this guy to change his comic because you don't like it. And it's like, no, that's not what I said, dumbass. But I get good criticism. I talk to people because my DMs are always open, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you want me to change about this? And I take that to heart, and I try to apply that to my work, to change myself, to change my stuff so that I can be better. But, you know, you get like really shitty, just nasty comments that aren't helpful at all. And it's important to ignore them. But you have to learn how to handle criticism. you have to really listen to the constructive criticism, because these are people that are like, hey, maybe I can help out somewhere here. Like, there are comic artists out there who really can't handle criticism, and they are the worst comic artists, which is why I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to cover house pets. And if anybody asks me, I'm just going to say, Riser did it. Go watch his video. Please leave me alone about this stupid comic.
Speaking of which, you guys should watch Hellraiser's videos. I apologize because
you watch Riser?
No, I know Riser. I unfortunately don't watch them because I
know Riser too.
I have so little free time, so I apologize. But you guys should check out Riser's work because Riser puts a lot of effort.
You know Riser?
Yes.
Oh my god. I recently got into known Riser. He found my channel and he was like, "Oh my god, sub, because your videos are awesome." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is my hero. This guy is the reason why I started making comic videos."
There's a lot of people who put so much work into their videos and they need more attention, and I try to talk to them, promote them on as much as I can. Unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world. The main people I'm watching right now, because they don't upload like all the time, but like Some Call Me Johnny I watch regularly because like I love his work. He's a big inspiration for me. I watch Super Butterbuns, obviously. Like there's a few people, but in Arcada, but then again, Arcada and Butterbuns are my good friends. Like I go to cons with them and I hang out with them, and so that's a little bit different. It's like here's a funny story. Okay, so Arcada now has 500,000 subscribers. You guys know, you guys, congrats, very big congratulations to him. You guys know Arcada. If you've watched an anime review, you know Arcada. The thing is, when I met him back in AB in 2015, I did not know who he was.
Really?
I didn't, because I didn't watch a lot of anime videos on YouTube. I was more into the gaming scene, and he was doing different stuff. But I met up with him there. I roomed with him that MagFest. Him and Professor Otaku, who I had known from way back when we started on like the same sort of forums and stuff. Like I knew him back when the D2 Brigade was a thing, so I knew Prof. But like I didn't know Arcada, and we just hit it off, and now we've become good friends. So we roomed together at cons, and he's a fantastic person. And he deserves every single subscriber he gets, because he works so damn hard on that. So yeah, I like, there are a few people that I watch, but a lot of them are my friends, and like, otherwise I don't have a lot of free time, because I'm busy editing 3-hour-long Danganronpa analysis videos.
Honestly, okay, you know how I'm like trying to really make talking about anime, getting it off the ground. Recently, I did record a new talking about anime for my 100 subscriber special. But like, honestly, talking about anime, talking about comics, I love talking about comics more than I do talking about anime, because I get to talk about a very niche medium known as webcomics. I am terrified to make talking about comics though. And I really want to record more talking about comics. I have like 5 upcoming comics that I really, really want to talk about. Most of them are webcomics. And the people behind those webcomics are going to see those videos maybe. Like Rosin, the creator of Melvina's Therapy, he saw the video I did because he found it through Twitter, and now he follows me back and he said he loved it. But I feel like there's going to be a day where a webcomic artist sees my stuff and they're either going to be, thanks for the review, thanks for what you said, I'm going to keep this in mind, or they're going to be like, fuck you, because you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, a few months ago, I got blocked by a comic artist on Twitter, a creator on Twitter. I never talked about their comic. I never interacted with them outside of following them and liking some of their stuff. And one day I was doing research, because I think I was starting the monthly comic roundup around then. And I was trying to like confirm that this creator was working on more than one comic, because I only read one of their stories. I didn't read their other 2. So I went to those comics website, and just to double check, I checked the Twitter. And when I went to their Twitter account, I saw that I was blocked, and I didn't know why. But that was the day when I realized, oh yeah, that's right. These creators can search up the hashtag for their comic or the name for their comic. They can find the video, and they're gonna see me, this really dumbass chick on the internet, and I have no idea what their reaction is gonna be.
It's, for me, I've always been trying to involve myself with creators because I understand the creative process is very, very hard, but also I want to get involved with them more. Like, I'm friends with people at Funimation, and every single time I put out an anime review that's theirs, I link them to it. And the same thing with Sentai and all this other stuff, because I want them to see it. It doesn't matter if they like it or not, but I want them to see the criticism. But also, I try to be as positive as I can. I don't want to make it sound like bashing, but every single thing I do, every single thing I create, I find the creator, I'll message them in the tweet, I'll message the voice actors, and I've gotten some really great responses. Dorothy Fawn really loves the Danganronpa video, even though
nice.
That was me really criticizing it, but because I stated it, I guess, in a way that was concise and that worked, that was she liked it. I got really good praise from NES America. They liked it, and normally NES America doesn't like the tweets or anything. That's a big thing for me. But the same thing happened when I did, I don't know if it was Assassination Classroom. No, it wasn't Assassination Classroom, but a lot of the VAs like that. But when I did Food Wars, the director of Food Wars sent me a message back on Twitter, and that's a very rare thing to do. Sent me a message back saying he really liked the review, and that's
Kyle Kobe?
Yeah, Kyle Colby Jones. He responded. He said, "Well, we hope you had as much fun as we did making it." I'm like, "Yeah, I had a blast, dude. I was in naked apron mode during the opening bit. I had so much fun with that review, and I showed them because I want them to see it. And I've gotten some really good responses. I think part of the thing of being a critic is that obviously some people respond well to criticism. But
yeah, huh? Oh, sorry.
But the thing is, going forward, it's best to put yourself out there, because I found if the people who actually make this stuff see it and like it, then you have really good connections right there, and they'll see that you're trying to promote their work. And that's why I don't like Toei so much, because every single time I've tried to tell them, Toei, I'm trying to help you out, brother. I'm trying to help you out. They just don't care.
Rip. I'm sorry, but rip History of One Piece.
The only way I'm ever gonna bring back History of One Piece, and I'm trying to figure this out, is if Funimation doesn't get flagged as part of Toei, because I'm gonna see if I can do the dub and recreate some of the old episodes and just go from there. But right now I'm waiting until the 23rd, because I'm still in a deadlock for 2 videos in History of One Piece. One of them is the Gonzack episode, which they don't fucking own, because that was Production IG, not Toei. And then I'm also in a deadlock for an AMV that I made, and I'm waiting to see. The 23rd is when that supposedly is going to end, and hopefully, if that's the case, if everything goes well, then that'll free up those claims, and I can test out some footage. But it's a 50-50 thing with criticism. Some people don't like it, but I prefer to put myself out there, just so you know, because I think it's good to interact with creators.
The thing about bashing is, I said this myself in a previous Talking About Comics video. I don't bash anything unless it's truly awful and made by truly awful people. Like, I fucking went off on Assign Mill on Twitter because that comic is awful and the creator is awful. But you will never, ever, ever see me talk about Sonic Chew because Chris Chan has learned. He's learned and he's trying to better himself as a person, and he's apologizing for his past mistakes. So criticism, you have to deliver real strong, solid, constructive criticism with evidence and information to back up your argument. Like the guy who's the creator of the comic that I said that whole I don't bash anything unless it's awful. He commented on the video, I was expecting for you to actually roast this comic. I was expecting for you to do this or that, but you actually gave me real constructive criticism and this is helpful. Thank you. When I said, hey, thanks for approaching me. Thank you for asking me to do this. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to say, these are my thoughts and my feelings. This is how I want you to get better. Like, I did a review of Live With Yourself, which is a webcomic from the guy who made Altered. Sean, I don't know how to say his name. I got a lot of shit for pronouncing its name wrong. But I did a review of his comic, and I said up front, hey, I don't like the genre that this comic is in, because this is like the very oversaturated, lol, so random, hashtag relatable, look at me, I'm so funny genre of slice of life comics. And I said, Live With Yourself is a great start for him to grow as a creator, because that genre is a good place to start. It's a good place to practice your artwork, but you're not gonna be a better creator if you stay in this genre. You have to be creative, and you have to stop writing about yourself. And Live With Yourself was a good first step of him growing. I got shit for saying that. I got shit for trying to be constructive, and I don't listen to that because I just said, you didn't watch the video, and you're not helping me as a creator either, just by saying, oh, you want him to change his comic because you don't like it. It's not what I said, dumbass.
I think for me, I've gotten lucky. I've gotten very lucky in the fact that I have a very nice fan base. I haven't gotten a lot of hateful comments, and I was expecting to with the Danganronpa video, because I delve into some pretty big things, and I have some problems with it. But I stated, I think I stated it pretty respectfully, and I got some really great comments from people who like the game, and I'm kind of mixed on it myself, but they like the game, but they said, you know what, you stated it in a way that I can accept another opinion, and I think your opinion's interesting. And I mean, it's been I've gotten very lucky in that regard. But the best comment in a recent memory, one of the fans who watches my videos, Philip, I can't pronounce his last name, Konzarovsky, said it best, as saying I may not really agree with your opinion, and he gave me some really good comments that I responded to about what he sees in the game and whatnot, and that was a great conversation. I basically said to him, the purpose of my videos is to create an ongoing discussion. If I can make people think about why this game is doing something, or whether this game is doing something right or wrong, that makes me happy. And again, I've gotten lucky in that regard that many of the pretty much all the people who watch my videos have left really, really constructive comments, and really like the work. Put in a lot of work, but it's worth it. I mean, granted, that doesn't stop dislikes from coming, but
Never.
I've had some really great luck, especially my last video, because I mentioned the fact that I'm trans at the very end of the last video. And that's one of the more liked ones. There's not any hate on that. And I was expecting, especially because when I made the video about me actually coming out on YouTube as trans, that I mean, it still has more likes and dislikes, but it also is like it got bombed, and I lost quite a few fans that time. Like, granted, I wouldn't call them fans. It happens. I was kind of in flux. Like, I was gaining and losing at the same time, so it looked like I wasn't gaining anything at the time. But like, I was expecting to lose a lot of followers and like get a lot of hate for this Danganronpa video, but I didn't, and I was very surprised. I don't know what to say. Like, maybe it's because I have certain circles, but I haven't gotten any hate on Twitter or YouTube in a very long time.
You know, it's always really good to like listen to other opinions and debate those opinions. Like, I make a big deal out of that because it feels like people are they're just willingly putting themselves in this echo chamber and being like, if you disagree with me, then you're wrong. But if you do that, you're not expanding your knowledge. You're not being a better person by just saying, if you disagree with me, then you're wrong. Like, dude, Nightmine made an entire hour-long video criticizing Welcome to Nightville. That's one of my favorite podcasts, and I agree with all of his opinions, but I still love Welcome to Nightville, and because he made like this really good video with really good opinions and really good criticism that was absolutely true about the podcast, but it doesn't change my like of the podcast. It makes me think about it a bit differently, because he brought up things that I've never thought about before, and I was like, huh, that's a really good argument. You presented that really well. And when you present an argument, when you present your opinion, you have to do it in a very constructive way. You don't yell, don't scream, don't do any of that, because people aren't going to listen to you. Granted, my 100 sub video has me getting really annoyed and pissed off, then that's because the show that I'm talking about it glorifies abusive relationships. Like, hey, go ahead and be okay with being treated like a trophy. Hey, date someone to inflate your image and your ego. Hey, stalk someone and cry over the fact that they don't want to hook up with you. And that pisses me off royally.
Yeah, like, I would get angry
and
at
I'm
that.
not hiding that emotion.
I generally don't talk about stuff on my show that I dislike that much.
Me neither.
I try to keep everything positive, but there have been some things, especially the latest video, where I do criticize it heavily. But it's always, like, I always try to present a grain of salt and say something good before I delve into bad. And, like, when I get to Danganronpa the animation, because that video is already recorded, I'm going to be taking a break for Anime Boston, but when I get back from the break, like, I'm gonna come back with Danganronpa the animation and part 4 of Danganronpa. But Danganronpa the animation is a bad adaptation, and I tear into it. I
heard.
I present it as positively as I can, because I don't want it to come across as bashing. But it's like, when I've given all this criticism to the game, and I find the game more enjoyable than this, like, that's saying something. And I think that that should be expressed. People should have the right to express themselves. It's just YouTube has become so toxic. And I've gotten very, very lucky in the fact that my fans are so understanding, and that, like, I've had people who found me from my cameo in Linkara's video, and they just started following me, and they were just cool. They're like, whatever, I follow you for Linkara, but hey, you're trans, whatever, it's cool. And like, Linkara has a great fan base too, so it's like, it's a win-win scenario. But it could have gone the other way, and I do thank my luck for that. I thank my luck for all the friends I've made in this crazy business, because I wouldn't be here without, like, a lot of them. It's just, a lot of it's luck. It's unfortunate that YouTube kind of treats a lot of new creators very badly in many ways. And I really do feel for you, especially with, like, all the demonetization and the shadow banning and stuff going on with YouTube. it's not easy, and unfortunately I don't really have an answer, because I've been, I only got back to YouTube like 3.5 years ago, because I've been bouncing between platforms.
It's like with the demonetization, I was mad at that, not because, oh, I'm gonna lose money. No, I was never monetized on YouTube. I never monetized my video. I was mad at that because of the feeling it brought to it, you know? Like, the demonetization was kind of a good thing. It's like, work harder, you know? And really prove yourself. But it was just so abrupt, and it felt so unfair, and nobody was told about it. And, like, nobody got an email or anything. We all found out through Twitter or through other YouTubers, and it was just...
It was a mess.
The feeling of it was so stressful and so depressing.
Like, I understand that feeling, and granted, I was a bit more positive about it, more because my mindset has always been I'm doing it for my fans, and the fact that I have such amazing interactive fans on the Disney debate alone, like, that podcast has so many people just interacting all the time, and when it got shut down, they were like, no, we want you to bring this back. But I do it for my fans, and granted, yeah, it's harder to make fans now. But that's why I promote people. That's why I do my best to help the little guy. And granted, I'm very close to 20,000 followers myself, 20,000 subscribers, and I'm very, very thankful for all of that. And I know I'm nothing without my fans. And I'm not sure how many people watch every video. Like, I do a bunch of different stuff. But, like, I'm thankful for that. But I'm still small potatoes compared to Markiplier. And I understand that. Like, I make $7 a month, if that, on YouTube. I make some money in Patreon. I make, like, every now and again, I get a donation on Twitch. And I'm trying to pull more towards Twitch anyway, but it's like I do this more because it's something fun to distract me from my real job, because my real job is stressful. It's fun, but it's stressful.
You know, like, I'm trying to start Twitch streaming soon. I wanted to start this week, but I got a really bad fever that took 3 days to go away. So hopefully I can start this week and play Ducky Click Club.
Hooray.
Yay! Psycho bitches trying to kill me in the form of anime waifus. Okay, but no, it's really important to not treat your followers like shit, and take it from someone who had to boycott Marvel Comics. And I love Marvel Comics. I grew up on Marvel, but all the new quote-unquote creators, all of these people who were hired just for the sake of quote-unquote diversity, and seeing the way that they treated us, just saying, oh, you're racist, you're sexist, you're blah, 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 and how they were not focused on doing their job. They were just more focused on pushing their politics, and they did that through our comics. And when I say that, you know, I'm all for creators doing what they want to do, but don't take our comics, don't take our beloved characters and use them for your politics. Don't turn these people, don't turn these characters into statements and propaganda. This is why I boycotted Marvel. This is why I heavily criticized the people working at Marvel and pretty soon DC, because DC decided, hey, we're going to take on some of these people and put one of them on Batman.
The fact that they have 4 Batman comics and they glorify Batman, there's a lot of stuff in Marvel comics.
Okay, the new comics are really good.
There's a lot of stuff in Marvel comics that I don't agree with, but the thing is, your fans are everything. Your fans, your customers. If you know Amy's Baking Company, right?
Oh my god.
If you treat your customers like Amy's Baking Company treats them, then you're going under. I don't care how good your cakes are. I don't care how good your product is. I don't care how marketable you are or how charming or whatever. Your fans make you. And if you treat your fans like crap, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass, and you're just gonna wind up worse off. And so that's why I treat my fans like friends. I like the interaction. Like there's this guy on Twitter who I believe he's a patron supporter. And he's a patron supporter. I'm trying to pronounce this right, Ryu Mao. But I always take time out of my day to say, hey, talk to him about video games, this, that, because he takes the time to like my videos and watch every single one of them. That's important to me. It's like, you're my friend, you take the time out of your day to make my content worth making. So that's what I think is important, and I think what great big companies need to realize is the little guy makes you.
Ooh, sorry, it's getting late. But yeah, no, that's like really important. I mean, there's a reason why at the end of my videos I say, hey, here's my Twitter, follow me, talk to me. I'm a pretty okay person, I guess. And I literally mean that because DMs are always open and I actively talk to people that watch me, and they watch my new stuff, they watch my old stuff. They talk to me about anime and manga and video games and their interests. And I talk to them all the time. Like, Maya is one of my best friends online. And Jeremy is a really nice guy who we talk to each other a lot. And Wolf is a pain in my ass, but I love him. And I talk, like, we have DMs, and, I always tell people, hey, if you want to talk to me, just, like, DM me or something, Like, I'm here. I probably can't talk all the time because I'm busy. I'm making something new, but I'm going to try and get back to you,
Yeah.
So you gotta treat them well. Treat all of them well.
It's like I always say, one comment can brighten up anyone's day, and one fan can make a difference. Like Jim Bevins, one of my chief patrons, like him, KH, Maker D, like there's so many people that I can't thank enough for making what I do worthwhile, because I spend hours just talking and analyzing video games and Medium, and like I don't get the same kind of views as the big names. Like I'm not MatPat. Like Game Theory gets way more views and whatnot, but it's like these people make it worthwhile.
Okay, well, really quick, Maya and Wolf are also fucking assholes because they told me to play Doki Doki Lit, and I hate them for that. I'm doing this for them.
Well, everyone told me to play Dark Souls and Doki Doki Literature Club and Undertale. Undertale was the big one for a while, and unfortunately, like, Undertale has a horrible tutorial. I was actually about ready to stop playing the game until the tutorial ended, and everyone was like, that was back when, like, everyone was talking about the game, and it's like, as much as I love Undertale, it's not very well designed in the beginning, and
Really isn't.
I was just, like, saying this, and I'm like, you know what, guys, like, it's not the best game of all time.
I still haven't beat Undertale, and that's only because I'm stuck at the Spider Queen part.
That's the hardest thing. You gotta be very dexterous for that, and I was playing the neutral route, like the starting route, but even that's hard. Like, I can't imagine, like, the super runs and stuff like that people do, because if you do the evil run, everything
you have to kill everybody.
Yeah, you have to kill everyone, and it's twice as hard.
And when you play the good run, you get 0 money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the good run because I don't want to kill anyone.
But you don't get any health or experience, and it's like, it's weird. Like, I get what they're trying to do, and I think they do a good job with the idea of saying, all right, killing things in this context is bad, and I think more games should explore that concept, but it really does kind of punish the player, because like you said, the spider part was so hard I almost had to stop for a bit.
You can actually avoid that fight.
And yeah, if you take one of the spider cookies or something, buy the spider cookies.
Yeah.
But then there's the Metatron fight later on in the game, or Metaton. I'm not sure which.
I have no idea. I didn't see a single Let's Play of Undertale.
That was a hard fight. The final fight is hard. Like, it's not easy, But then you get to the very, very final boss. I'm not going to spoil who it is for people who haven't played it, but like that fight was so good and so well designed, and it gave you, it was so well balanced, and the fact that like it allowed you to autosave during the battle, like why couldn't they have done that for the rest of the fights?
That's true. But hey, Toby Fox has a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Let's lay on the floor and feel like, after I'm done eating, I like to lay on the floor and feel like garbage.
I love the spooky tunes.
It's only been one day and I'm already in the friend zone. There's so many great lines in that game. Oh my god.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Papyrus.
I really want the limited edition of the game on PS4 just because I want the locket that plays the waterfall song.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, don't get me wrong, Undertale has some fantastic points, but it's not a well-designed game.
But the music is amazing.
It's a great experience, and that's a hard thing to say. I love it, but I hate it, and I think that a lot of people praising this stuff for being the best are missing that. And then I point to the real best games in existence: Zero Escape, 999, and Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. You guys should really play them because they're the best murder mystery games I've ever played. Not only that, but they're basically like Saw with escape the room sequences, but it's all a big like whodunit mystery, and like it's amazing. Some of the best games in existence, and the gameplay is fantastic. That's the thing, you gotta have a good balance.
Speaking of good games, are you still playing Zero Dawn?
I am still playing Horizon. I just shelved it for a bit because even on normal, that game's hard. Like,
it's not really that hard.
It's not too hard, but I can't go anywhere without getting killed by robots sometimes. Like, the robots are very good at being like, yo, I'm gonna wreck your shit. And I just want to get to the other side of the map because I want to do this side quest.
That's true. Dude, I have like almost 40 hours in that game, and that game, the story mode is like around 30 or so hours, but it took me way longer to beat it because I was so busy doing side quests, and I promised myself this is going to be it. This is going to be the game where you don't constantly go off the map and do side quests. What am I doing? Going off route and doing side quests. All right.
But the side quests are worth it. The side quests are
They're
really
so much
damn
fun.
Good. Like, not only are they well designed, but there's a story to every single one of them with characters that matter. And there's one that has a really good dilemma because you get a quest from somebody who is robbed and beaten up, and you're like, oh, well, obviously he's the good guy. Well, it turns out he's a racist asshole, and like you side with the other guy, and you gotta make a choice at the end. Like, they do a very good job of giving us stakes in a story to every interaction, and I'm just like, wow.
That game is extremely well written. Like, while I was playing it, I tweeted out, guys, this is a Bethesda game. It turns out it had a Bethesda writer. And that's from Guerrilla Games, the Killzone guys. They've only made very linear games. And I don't mean that as in story, I mean as in gameplay, where they guide the player. That was their first time making an open world game. And it's so well written, and it's also really well researched because they consulted historians, or I don't know what they were called, but they consulted people to kind of learn how Native Americans lived in the past and how we would live in the future if the world kind of reset. And it's a lot like Native Americans, and they put thought into like the different cultures and religions and regions of the world. And like one of the biggest questions I had about the game starting it was, why is everything so diverse? You know, like Aloy's tribe, you have like black people and Asian people and all of these people, and I'm like, why is everyone so mixed up? I thought that was kind of strange how much diversity was going on. You get to the part of the game and it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, both from kind of a real world historical thing and a gameplay thing. I mean, when you get to new regions, you find out not everyone has the same religion. Like the Nora worships the goddess All Mother, and the Karja worships the sun, praise the sun.
And they're giant jerks who murder everyone.
They are giant jerks who murder everyone. And Aloy is kind of an atheist in the game when you kind of think about it. But that's just some of the really cool stuff about the game. How much thought and research went into the game and how they incorporated that with building the world. And it's also why you should do the side quests, because the side quests are really fun and you learn a lot more.
It's a very fully fleshed out world. It feels lived in. And that's the thing where, like, there's a lot of sandbox games, cough, Assassin's Creed, cough, that don't feel lived in. These don't feel like people. And the side quests you get don't always add to stuff. Like, they were fine from, like, Assassin's Creed 2, but they still don't flesh out this world. They don't flesh out these people. And I really wish that they kind of went around and had done that, but you really need to take time and care to get it right. And Horizon Zero Dawn is a fantastic game that I'm going to go back to. It's just, I spent so much time in it going from place to place, and I was having a hard time at one point, and I'm just like, you know what, I want to play Kingdom Hearts because Kingdom Hearts trailer just dropped, and I was so hype. I'm still so hype, and I wanted to 100% the game, and I'm like, you know what, I haven't streamed this in a while, so I basically restarted my PS3 playthrough so I could get back to where I was on the stream, and then started this again, and I'm still having fun. Like, we're nearing the end, since we only have 25, well, we have 25 out of 33 synthesized items. A lot of the rest of these are easy. So we're nearing the end of the synthesis grind, and then once we get that done, it's not very much left. The optional bosses don't take too much time to complete, and then it's just miscellaneous stuff for the 100%. And it's just like, then I'm going to be starting on to the Chain of Memories, but it's just like, I want to play through these games before I get to 3, because I'm so hyped for 3.
Okay, I'm going to say this is actually very well worth doing side quests in Zero Dawn and getting those levels and upgrading your skill tree. Because the final boss, I died multiple times fighting the final boss. And you had to go into the final boss very well prepared. Like, get the best bow, get the best armor, get all the arrows you can think of, because you're going to need them. And the final boss is kind of split up between 2-3 parts, but when you get to that last part, you're gonna get help. And I died multiple times because my help wasn't very helpful. So you need the levels. I mean, the game, a big major flaw about the game is that you get everything as soon as you leave the Nora tribe. Like, everything is unlocked for you. You don't, like, every bow, every slingshot, all of it, and I really hate that about the game. So yeah, it's best to grind the levels. It's best to take down a lot of big robots so that you can upgrade your tools and get the next bow, the next bomb, the next slingshot, because seriously, you're gonna need them for the final boss. And there's really good upgrades, there's really good things that you're gonna want in the skill tree.
Indeed. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that you really need to keep going, and I need to get back into that. All right, guys. I'm gonna take a brief 5-second break. I need to grab another drink because we just finished all the synthesis items that we need to do at all the other worlds. Now we got to do End of the World to get the rest, and End of the World is its own thing. So yeah, I'm gonna take a brief break, be right back. Ari,
I'm here.
Are you still awake? Like, do you have anywhere to be, or?
No, I don't have a job, I don't have money, I don't have anything, so I can stay up all night and not worry about anything tomorrow. I'm here. I'm just gonna mute my mic and turn it back on when you come back.
All right, guys. I will be right back. I'm gonna leave the stream as it is. It's gonna keep going. So, all right, be right back. All right, so I have my cat. I have my drink.
Hi, Chiaki. Cute kitty.
This is the rare occasion when she's not disrupting the stream.
She's adorable.
Hold on, let me lower the camera. There we go.
Unlike my dog, who's snoring very loudly right now.
Hello.
I still love her, though.
Aww. Who's a good kid? This is
She's
gonna
a
be
very
the
good
YouTube
kitty.
version because you're so cute.
Very cute kitty.
Alright, it is time to go to the not cute area of the game. We're going to the end of the world. The end of the world.
She is a very cute kitty. Didn't you adopt her? Like off the street? She was a stray?
She was a stray, but my friends down in Jersey from the Disney debate, they her aunt found it actually, and she said, "Hey, I heard you were looking for a cat." I was actually just talking about it that year. I was just like, "Hey, I want a cat." She messaged me like, "We found one. Do you want to adopt?" I'm like, "I need to set up, but yeah." And she is a little bit wild, which is why she tends to get into trouble a lot. But she's the best cat. Like, she is literally my love bug. I love you so much, Chiaki.
My dog Jewel is lazy and spoiled and thinks that she's human at times. She's also very weird. No, dude, Zen, girl, listen to me. Zen, girl. She loves going to the vet.
Really?
She is so excited to go to the vet. We took her to
does not like that.
We took Jewel to the vet last week and a few weeks ago for her annual shots. Both times, loved the vet. She pushed the door open with her head in order to get in. And the vet, they gave her her shot. They took her temperature and she was like, nothing fazed her. She was just more focused with looking the vet's face and going, "Hi, who are you? My name's Jewel. I love you, human."
I just met you and I love you.
That's her. That is her. Jewel's not hostile. Like, she's a big, bad, mean pit bull and everybody has to stay away from her because she's so tough. But no, Jewel loves everyone. She'll only get hostile if, like, you throw her off. And she'll only get aggressive if you try to hurt her. But Jewel, she loves everyone. She's happy to meet new people and new dogs. But she is lazy and spoiled, and at least when I'm recording, she'll like lay down on her bed because she knows that I can't pay attention to her at the moment. But there are times where they just know, man. I don't know how, but they just know.
Yeah, when Chiaki's in one of her moods, like, she knows I'm recording, half the time she'll be like, "Alright, I'm gonna let you record, so alright, whatever." And she'll lay down. But there are times when, like, I'm streaming or recording, like, she makes problems just because I think she wants attention. She's a very big wild kid, and she craves attention. Like, we went to the vet for the first time a while back. We're going to the second visit next week, but she was just roaming around and meowing like nobody's business because she craves attention.
They're cute though. They're like the best. But Jewel, there are times where Jewel, she wants attention and she'll come up to me and she'll like try and get my attention. It's not exactly growling. It's just like she's like trying to talk to me, like roar, 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 in order to get my attention. And I try to I'm like, "Hey girl, what's up?" And I try to pet her, and she immediately like rears her head back, and she'll be like, "No pet, don't pet me, don't touch me, give me attention.
I want
I
attention,
say pet me."
Human, I want attention. Give me
I'm
attention.
gonna try and give you attention.
By the way, hello, Mercy for Animals. Thanks for joining the stream. We are.
It's so late right now.
It is.
Thank you for joining.
3:50. Granted, I know some people like watch early because I do have followers from like other time zones and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. We're just in the end of the world, so we're nearing the end game right now.
Are you gonna fight the boss today, or are you gonna save it for tomorrow?
We're not gonna do the final boss today, because I want to do the Hades Cup first. Essentially what's gonna happen today, finish up End of the World, that'll probably be it. Then we have a little bit more synthesis next stream, and then it'll be the optional bosses that I'm going to be starting, and Hades Cup. Because there's Hades Cup, and then optional bosses with, let's see, Ice Titan's going to be first, because he's actually really easy. I beat him my second try in PS3, and the first time I was just was feeling him out. I hadn't quite figured his pattern out yet, and now I could probably do that in like one try. But Ice Titan's not that bad. Sephiroth is probably gonna take me a lot because I've never beaten him on Cloud mode. Man, Sephiroth, dude. Like, just beating him on normal mode is a challenge, and he's a lot of fun. But at the same,
he's also a pain in the ass.
He's also a pain in the ass, and it's just like, all right, well, I got to gear up for that.
Okay, confession.
Yeah.
Don't like Final Fantasy VII.
I think Final Fantasy VII is overrated. I know it's like it's unpopular opinion, but I think Final Fantasy VII is overrated. I think Final Fantasy VIII is overrated because I hated it. I love 9
Final Fantasy
and 10.
9 is the best one. I know.
6, 9, and 10 are mine.
Like Sephiroth, everybody's like, Final Fantasy VII is like such a great game, and Sephiroth is such a great villain, and the fight between Cloud and Sephiroth is like amazing, and the remake better live up, and it's like, dude, I have Final Fantasy VII. I played that game for 30 minutes. I was so bored.
I think it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I think it's overplayed, and I think the problem is the game was unfinished. Graphically, the game is unfinished. Like, there's a lot of glitches, there's a lot of problems that, like, there's a reason why when they're remaking the game, they said, we want to do this differently, because essentially, they weren't proud of the game they created. It was a fluke, a mere fluke that the game did as well as it did. And, like, I'm kind of with them, because, like, it really was not 100% completed, and I understand that.
The game is absolutely unfinished. I mean, oh man, you look at the graphics for the game, and it's just, I know this is PS1 era, but there's like other games that did better than you with look and gameplay. I mean, look at a game like Spyro. I know, wildly different game, but yeah, that game was very incomplete. It seemed to be rushed and unfinished, and I can't blame them for remaking it, because, you know, I'm going to pick up the remake. I didn't like the game, but I'm going to pick up the remake, just because I want to see if they're going to do it differently, and if it's actually going to be fun this time.
See, as someone who did like the original, what I'm most wary about is the fact that they're splitting it up into multiple episodes. It could be a good thing, it could not. I'm not entirely sure, but you know, that's probably going to be the make or break. But the big thing that we're getting for the remake is new graphics and new gameplay, and it seems more akin to the Final Fantasy 15 Kingdom Hearts system, which is really good. I love Final Fantasy 15 despite its problems, but Final Fantasy 15 at least improved with patches, free patches, I might add. So, like, I kind of trust Square to an extent with that. But I'm much more excited about Kingdom Hearts 3 than I am about the remake.
Well, of course, everybody is way more excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. We've been waiting for this game for years. But
10 years.
Did you just say they're splitting the remake into episodes?
Yeah, the first one's going to be, I believe, all of Midgar.
Okay, A? That game is long.
Yeah.
It is split between discs. There was an ad saying, try to beat Final Fantasy VII without this memory card. So at one I'm kind of can't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, with the graphics, you can't blame them, but I don't know. What do you think, Chiaki?
Mercy for Animals said, I feel like I'd be bored with it. Are you talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake? Because, dude, the reason why I dropped Final Fantasy VII wasn't just the fact that I was bored as sin, but because I know what's going to happen in this game. Everybody knows about Aeris's death, because that's like the most infamous spoiler ever. Everybody knows about the fight between Sephiroth. I know what's going to happen, so it's just like, I'm bored as sin. I don't care about... I hate the graphics, I hate the gameplay, I don't care about Cloud or Tifa or anything. There's just no point in me playing it. I could be playing Spyro.
Spoilers, Cloud killed Dumbledore.
Spoilers, Eris dies. How do you say her name? I feel like I'm saying her name wrong.
It's Eris, because the original was Erisu, I believe. I don't know. They kept changing it because of the pronunciation, and both pronunciations are accurate. It's the same Zoro debate, because you can make the argument that like it's pronounced either way, just because Japanese L's and R's are weird.
Mercy says, yeah, exactly, so spoilers ruin it. For me personally, spoilers didn't ruin the game. The gameplay ruined the game. The storytelling ruined the game for me. That, again, this is just for me. Like, I just came regardless of spoilers. I knew what was going to happen in the game. I just wanted to experience it, you know? I just wanted to see everything that was in between, what I didn't know. Like, maybe these characters are good. Maybe the story really is good. First 30 minutes of the game, I'm like bored as sin. Because, again, I know the game starts off in media res. I know about the devs and the fights. I just wanted a good story with good characters. Not what I got. So hopefully the remake will be better just because it has better graphics and gameplay.
Kitty.
And they better take their time on that remake too.
Now you mentioned the gameplay. Like, what is it about gameplay? Is it the turn-based system?
No, I am completely fine with turn-based. It's just there was something about it in Final Fantasy VII that was just really
off.
Clunky.
Oh, hold on. My cat's climbing stuff. Kitty.
There she goes.
Oh, now she's down.
Shadow of the Colossus 2018.
Yeah, my kitty loves climbing stuff that she shouldn't, and unfortunately that disrupts streams. Luckily, I try to keep her out for like 2 hours at a time because I don't want to keep her from her litter box. But, you know, I always have to be like, what is she going to get into this time? She also likes, she found my new charge cord and she likes chewing on it. Granted, it's kitty-proof one because it's one of those braided ones. I forget like what type they are, but like this is one that she can't destroy. I just don't like her playing with it. But hey, if it keeps her occupied, whatever.
Jewel chewed on the charger for my old laptop. It still works, but it's just like, dog, you're gonna get electrocuted. Because she's 6 years old and she's destructive as hell.
My cat's just very curious and very wild, and she likes jumping up into alcoves because she's just like, I'm a titan, I'm attack on kitty, you know. She's also only like 6 months old. Like, I got her in August, so maybe
yeah, well
7.
that's like natural. That's gonna happen to her.
Hey, get away from that. Hey, play with this. Play with this.
Keep hitting the horn. Make sure he's no longer horny on main.
Climb up on the Hydra's back. Get up on the Hydra's back.
Unlike me, who's constantly horny on main, but hey, and I own it.
Hey, it's all about owning it. There ain't nothing wrong with being horny on main.
I feel so bad for Noah because it seems like Noah's the one who sees what I like on Twitter the most.
Then again, Noah posts a lot of new game stuff, and when I initially saw like a bunch of the new game stuff, I was a bit concerned because unfortunately, the models look very young.
That's true, but Moe anime. It's just
Like they are 18.
The show is so gay.
It is very gay.
I have no idea why. It's like, does it need to be this gay? They're not gonna hook up. It's not gonna be canon. It's just for fan service. It's just Yuri overtones. I am so sick of Yuri overtones. Go hard or go home.
I like Yuri. I want them to go hard.
I love Yuri. I'm just so sick of constantly being cock teased with all of these overtones.
Let's
I mean,
see.
god damn it, free. Just let the boys kiss already. Jesus Christ. If Yuri on Ice had the balls to do it, you could do it too.
Oh, thanks for the follow, Mercy for Animals. That's very nice of you. Thank you. We just picked up Meteor Strike, which is actually a Final Mix exclusive weapon. It's only in the End of the World. And there's one for Goofy, which is his best shield, but that's later.
Didn't know that because I don't have Final Mix. I'm broke. I am so very broke.
I bought this years ago. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, let's see.
But New Game is actually a really good show, though.
I've heard a lot of things.
Teasing.
Yeah, I've heard. What is it, Kitty? Hey, hold on. Let me just take her out of the room because she's being naughty. She's being naughty. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I can hear her in the background.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mute my mic until you come back. Then.
As I trip. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I'm sure that just got me like a bunch of followers on YouTube because of the
cat video.
Cat video. But yeah, that's Chiaki, everybody. She is a crazy little kitten. She does not like being told not to do things.
She's adorable though. That, and I just remembered there's actually an actual Yuri new game coming.
Really?
No, Seven Seas licensed a manga called Now Loading, which is a Yuri manga about women working as game devs. So, guess what I'm looking forward to next year? No, seriously, that manga's coming out in freaking January.
I cannot wait to actually see New Game. I've only seen the character models, and I like what I've seen for, like, the gifts. But I need to actually, like, you know...
Wait, you haven't watched the show?
No.
I thought you watched it by now.
No, it's the same thing with Show by Rock. It's highly recommended to me. I just need to make the time to watch it. Noah gives me a lot of show opportunities that I'm like, I need to watch this, but I haven't.
Yeah, no, New Game is an actual good show. It's just, to me personally, I don't think the show gets good until season 2. And I'm not saying that as in like season 1 is boring. No, season 1 is highly entertaining. Season 2, however, gave me what I wanted from the show.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because New Game is like comfortable moe slice of life, and it's not focused on the development of the video games. It's focused on the office life of these cute girls working as designers in this small indie game studio. And that's season 1, but season 2, however, has that competitiveness that I was looking for that comes and with working in video games and as a game dev, because it's like the game industry is so competitive, and it's like, hey, either go hard or go home, because there's tons of people that want your position, that dream of your position, and it's really hard to be in the position that you're in because of how competitive the games industry is. And season 2 demonstrates and showcase just that competitiveness and kind of moving up in the world of games industry. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. It is very late. It is 4 a.m.
That kind of reminds me of, I believe I'm saying this right, Chernabog? Is that
Chernabog? Yeah.
the one of Arcado was showing it to me. It's about creating anime.
Yeah, making anime, but Chernabog is a good balance between office work life and actually showing the process of making
the anime. Like, I really love what they did with the show, and like, I wish I could have seen more. This was at a convention. It was at Youmacon. We had gone back to Arcada's for a little bit one night, and we were getting drunk. We were watching Chernabog, and it was me, Prof, and Dax, and Arcada, and it was a lot of fun because that's a fantastic show. And honestly, like, I really am glad I got introduced to it. I just haven't seen past where we had left off yet.
That show is never getting a dub, by the way, because it doesn't need one.
Not everything needs a dub, I will agree
really
with that.
Doesn't.
But I just want it to be more mainstream. There's some things that I would like to be more mainstream. Like, I think MMO Junkie deserves to be more mainstream. MMO Junkie was fantastic.
Despite the controversy.
Despite the controversy, but I will support it, not its creator. That's the thing. It's like Rurouni Kenshin and what happened there, but... Yeah,
and that's just the director. It's not the entire staff or the original creator.
Yeah. So I was just like, I love MMO Junkie. I think it's a fantastic show. It's cute as all hell. The dub team did a fantastic job with it. It just, altogether, I was super happy with that production, aside from the controversy. And, I still listen to the theme song every now and again because I think it's one of the best. The anime that I'm into right now, with me and Kat are watching, is Ancient Magus Bride.
Yes!
And Ancient Magus Bride is like this. It's like a spiritual successor to Full Metal Alchemist in a lot of ways, but it's not. It takes a different direction, and I love it so much.
One of us, Magus Bride. Magus, that show is fantastic, but oh my god, I hate the OPs.
The first opening's great.
No, the song for the first opening is great. It's just
the reuse
when
the reuse of animation
show turns into an AMV is horrible.
The problem is
the OP.
I wonder if a lot of the budget went into the actual animation for the show.
Of course it did. Wait until you see the second OP. I
did see the second OP.
Terrible.
Right now we're almost caught up. I think we're like episode 18 or something like that.
I'm behind because I'm broke and I don't have my Funny account anymore.
The second opening was like created. It feels like it was created by a YouTuber,
a 12-year-old,
who just
quote Megan.
And the problem is, it takes stuff from the first half of the season without showing anything from the second half. And the good thing about the first one is, like, even though it reused animation from the show itself, it was good animation and it got you like hyped to see certain things later on in the show. Here, it's just like, it feels lazy for the second opening. It really does.
Like, the first OP, it committed a great sin by spoiling what you were gonna see. That being, oh god, okay, spoiler. Chisei turning into a phoenix because she is the bird mage and flying back into Elias's arms. That is
the best part.
I know, and it's in the friggin' OP, so you get spoiled about it, and it sucks if you're not a manga reader.
And him becoming like a monster and all this stuff, like, I get that it's spoilers. To me, I don't think it ruins the fun, because for the most part, it actually, I think, enhances my enjoyment of it. It's like this is gonna be happening. I can't wait. Let's see what's going on. Why is this happening? But that's me. I mean, I'm very lax on spoilers, mostly because of like stuff like Memento and Bakano showing that spoilers don't really matter.
Yeah, and like Devilman spoiled the end of the show in both the OP and the first minute of the anime. Devilman Crybaby, that is. Just people aren't confused. Devilman Crybaby, of course, the new one, the gayer one.
Devilman
Actually, no, the less gay one.
It spoiled that he was gonna be Devilman too.
No, everybody knows that he's gonna be Devilman. It spoils. Okay, spoiler for the one person out there who hasn't seen Devilman Crybaby. It spoils how he dies at the end in the OP.
Like
yeah.
That's the problem. Like, here's the difference.
But it's like, it doesn't matter because it's subtle, you know? It's smartly directed. It's in your face, but you don't see it.
Like, there's a difference between, say, One Piece where they spoiled Nico Robin being a crew member, which was horrible, and actually, like, giving you context for the show. And I do feel that, like, some later One Piece openings do it better. What openings should do? Openings should give a teaser, but not spoil. Like, key moments should not be referenced.
Nico Robin's my waifu. I love you, Nico Robin.
I love Nico.
Oh, she is the best. She is best girl. I love her.
I'm more happy with Bone Daddy. You know, Brooke.
Brooke is best. Everyone. Oh, Brooke is amazing. I love him. And Ian Sinclair is such a sweetheart. It's always such a pleasure seeing him at Youmacon.
He's such a great voice actor. Alright, so now we're going to get to the, this is where you get the second, secret weapon for Final Mix. This is Goofy's weapon. Essentially, this is a hidden shield, only Final Mix.
We're in Arabia?
No, it's in, it's Ian...
Oh, this is, Neverland, a pirate ship.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
And it's called the Mighty Shield.
I need to get this game. So many games I need to get. I'm sorry.
Alright, so he has his best shield. I think there's only a couple more shields I need to get for each of them, but like Hades Cup and Synthesis and whatnot.
There it is.
Yep.
Sorry, your stream is like really behind what we're actually talking about.
Well, that's unfortunately how it works.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually a little scared to stream this week because the voice connection has been going up and down, and 3 times now it's dipped into the red. And I tried streaming last week, and I ended up turning off that stream because OBS kept connecting and disconnecting for some reason. I think that reason was my Wi-Fi, because Daddy AT&T was like, hey, we're going to slow down your very fast Wi-Fi for no reason at all, and turned out the bill had to be paid. So
yeah,
hopefully it'll be better this week, because I want to hurry up and get to my Breath of the Wild DLC.
There are a couple of things I've found to help increase speed. Granted, I have Verizon, which helps, but like, first thing I found, don't open the Twitch page while you're streaming. Because that immediately starts slowing everything down. I found that out the hard way. The other thing is, if anyone's having a problem with lag, just refresh the stream.
How do you refresh the stream?
Hit the refresh button at the top of the page.
On OBS?
Oh no, not on OBS. Well, I'm not talking about streaming.
Oh,
I'm talking about
okay. You're talking about like viewer.
For viewers, like if you're having trouble with lag. But like, if you're having lots of drop frames, like that OBS will tell you. Granted, OBS has been very good right now. Like, I only have 77 for this stream. That was like all at the very beginning. That was before I even started streaming, because like, it's nighttime. But it's like, you have to pay attention to the drop frames and all this other stuff. The other thing, like, you gotta really work on the times, because sometimes if you have a lot of people using the internet at once, that really makes it lag. I found with my streams, like if you do them before like 6 at my old apartment, that's when all the drop frames happened, because everyone was using the internet. But if you do it like around like 7 or like later when people are asleep, then they're not going to be using the internet. All right, so it's time for Chernabog. I'm a bit over leveled though.
See, this is why I listen to you about this stuff, because you've been doing this for longer than me and know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I've been doing this since... Well, technically, I've actually been streaming for a lot longer than it says on Twitch, because I used to stream on, like, Justin.tv, and I actually streamed... Like, some of my earliest followers on YouTube were from my old, like, streams. It's weird because I don't really remember a lot of those days, but I did do a lot of streams of like TV shows and cartoons, because like I wanted to get involved with people and like start like a group connection, and I did that for a little while, and that was fun. I stopped doing it after a while because, while streams are technically legal for cartoons and stuff like that, I wanted to focus on other things, and my internet wasn't the best. But I have a lot of my early followers from that, and then I think this is a good extension of that.
Okay, I'm watching you fight Chernabog right now, and I'm just sitting here going, God, sometimes I forget that he's a villain, and he's a really badass one, and it makes me feel even worse for not rewatching Fantasia.
Fantasia's great. 2000...
Fantasia's excellent. 2000 we don't talk about.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like, this is a great fight. It's better than the Ursula fight, and it's easier, but he also has that attack, which can rob you of all your health. Like
yeah,
that.
You cannot get too close to him. He's a lot like... He's like good for experience for when you fight Sephiroth, but yeah, no, he is a really good boss fight. I mean, if you ask me in this game, my favorite boss fight is Oogie Boogie.
I think Oogie Boogie is a very good design because it's
dead.
not too hard and it's not too easy. Yeah, I did die. That was right as I was talking about it too. The problem is you only have so much time to do that. I think my defense spell had gone away. But I got him pretty low down, and like, this is not the hardest fight in the world. Ursula is so much harder.
Ursula is a really hard boss fight, but hey, at least it's not Sephiroth, who is a fucking bitch!
We're gonna get there. Oh, we're gonna get there.
Good freaking luck.
Yeah. What's that?
Nothing. I was just thinking about how I spent my entire day watching Critical. For some reason, my mind went back to that.
Like, I had so much trouble with him on normal mode, I can't imagine how he's going to be on crowd, but like, I like Chernabog as a fight because I love the fights in this game that are all about flying. The flying fights are really cool. And while they do take away some of your abilities, it's just like the scale of these bosses. Like, this is before God of War 1, I think. Yeah, no, this was around the time of God of War 1, before God of War 2 made what we thought was the biggest, most colossal bosses. And the fact that it's this size, operating in real time, this is an impressive fight.
Also known as Shadow of the Colossus 2018.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. I freaking love the Heartless ship battle in the end. It's just so much fun.
You know, it's a damn shame that not a lot of people really understand or appreciate Fantasia, because that's an excellent movie. People are just like, oh, I don't get it, because it's like just shorts and music, and it's like...
That's what Disney's known for.
But it's also, that's the point of Fantasia, because I've literally had this conversation with people saying they watched Fantasia and they didn't get it and they were bored by it. And it's like really simple, easy answer. The point of Fantasia is to appreciate the animation in the music. Yeah, it was kind of risky for Disney to make a movie based around classical music, and the payoff wasn't worth it, but the experience that they gave and the work that they put in it was more than enough, you know? And they made Fantasia 2000.
It was the original music video. Like, it was revolutionary.
What's the original music video? Oh, hey, you beat him.
Yeah, second try. The first time I wasn't paying attention to his Inferno ability. If I was, because I cheesed this fight on the PS release. But, okay, so we gotta go inside his volcano. And, wait a second, looking at the inside of this volcano, wasn't he standing in here? What happened?
Yeah, he came, he's the literal freaking devil who erupted from a freaking volcano. You had to think about that. That was like the final short of Fantasia, and that had so many no-nos for Disney. I mean, that show had like nudity and the freaking devil.
Night on Bald Mountain and Ave Maria is two of the best pieces they ever put to film, and like Fantasia and Snow White are pretty much tied for like how revolutionary they were, because they both did something entirely different. They were like the first in their field, but I feel like Fantasia doesn't get enough credit because we all know Snow White.
Everybody knows Snow White. Everybody knows Hunchback. Everybody knows Lilo and Stitch, and those are really good movies that are deserving of praise, but nobody knows or remember Fantasia, and that's a damn shame.
They talk about Fantasia 2000, unfortunately. Like, I like parts of it, but I will agree
James Earl Jones.
The celebrity cameos are a little bit much, unfortunately.
Except for James Earl Jones, because he is a fantastic man who can do no wrong.
Alright, final fight for the end of the world.
And then we can fight Sephiroth.
Not yet. You only unlock Sephiroth after you beat the Hades Cup.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I still have more synthesis to do. I was going in here so I could get Gales, which only drop from the monsters, the Heartless, I should say, in the end of the world. And so here's where I can farm Gales. But I wanted to finish it first, and I know I got a couple already, so I'm going to be able to synthesize a couple things. I'm very close to the end of synthesis, and the good thing is that the ultimate weapon for Donald and Goofy, they don't require as many of the stupid stones, like Serenity Powers and Power Stones. Like, those are the hardest to get. But they don't take too many of those. A lot of it is the easy stuff, and so, well, we're probably gonna get a lot of this done in this session.
Okay, question: Have you heard of Jello Apocalypse?
I have not. That's a funny name.
Really? Oh my god! So you haven't seen him review every Disney movie in under 10 words or less?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my god. You haven't seen, so this is basically?
Nope.
Welcome to?
Nope.
Oh my god. Sending you his channel link right now. You're binge watching.
I did see Just a Pancake's Kingdom Hearts, summed up, and that's funny.
I'm sending you Jello's. Oh, which one should I send you? They're all so good. Okay, I'm sending you the Disney one. Every Disney film. He did part 2 for the Disney ones where he talked about the sequels. That was just as good, if not even better. Seriously, you have to watch this guy. He did this really awesome video called Welcome to YouTube back in the day. Very true for his time. Doesn't hold up so well. Damn shame, because this was the good YouTube.
That was back when YouTube was on top of its game.
Oh, YouTube 2013, how I missed thee.
Yeah, YouTube has gone through some weird times because I started out on YouTube. That was the first place I ever went to, but then, like, they took down a lot of the videos that I was, you know, working on, because back then there wasn't any appeal system, so I went to Blip, and then Blip died. Well, Blip cut me, and then it died, and it was weird. But I went back on YouTube about 4 years ago, and for a while you could actually, like, appeal claims, and, like, they were fine with copyright. I didn't have any major problems. I didn't have enough followers to make money, but I didn't really care. I was just having so much fun, and that's the big thing. Like, I don't care too much about making money. I would like to turn it into a job, but I just want my videos to be up.
Yeah, that's true, and not, you know, unfairly demonetized.
Yeah.
And remonetized after most everyone has seen it. I feel so bad for Butterbuns and Goomba.
Like, Butterbuns,
like shit.
Butterbuns is pretty good because she at least makes money through Twitch and Patreon, but, like, Gaijin Goomba is losing a lot. Like, I lost quite a bit on some stupid shit. Like, even podcasts got demonetized a couple times, and I had to keep, you know, taking time out of my day to remonetize them. It's not a lot of fun.
Defense level up. Okay, cool. You know, I feel so shitty because it's like you need the ad revenue, but YouTube doesn't want to fix their stupid website. They're too busy being all woke and shit on Twitter and you still follow us. Yeah, okay, no, fuck you.
Yeah, no thanks. Sorry, bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. But, like, don't leave permanently, please, because you're kind of the biggest streaming platform in the world until Netflix cannibalizes you.
No, if they leave, then something better might come around. Like, I remember we had VidMe for, like, an instant, and unfortunately it got taken down, but it's just like, we need something better.
Oh, like, that, like, other streaming sites cost money, man. And this VidMe didn't survive because they didn't have the money to survive, unfortunately. And there's 2 new YouTube alternatives that are trying to get in the game, but let's face it, I don't have faith in those. Those are gonna die out too. Right now, YouTube's biggest competitor is Twitch, and like I said, Netflix is going to cannibalize them.
Well, Twitch is still going strong, so I think it'll be fine.
Twitch is trying to take over YouTube because they really hate YouTube's practices right now.
I think most people do.
Everybody does.
Alright, let's see. I need Lucid Gems. Lucid Gems. That's Halloween Town. So that's for the Megalixir. Dazzling Stone and Stormy Stone, I can get that later. That's later. So let's start with Lucid Gems.
We're going back to the best world.
Yep. I'm not gonna stream too much longer because I want to take a little bit of a rest from Kingdom Hearts for the night.
And it's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I've been streaming for like 3 hours now, I think. Most of it was farming, but parts of it was like End of the World, so we got that in.
Yeah,
but
you gotta love it. Next stream, we fight the big bad.
There's a lot still to go. I don't want to fight the big bad until we hit 100%, and we still have optional bosses. All weapons. What else? Like, there's a few other things. It just we're gonna have to. I'm gonna take a look at my trophies because there's not too much left, but. Yeah, the Chronicles isn't filled in. We don't have all the Ansem reports. We're close.
Have you played Final Fantasy 15? I meant to ask you that earlier when we were talking about Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, I like Final Fantasy 15. I've beaten the first chapter, and I really liked it, but I wanted to wait for all the DLC to come out because I knew that it was gonna be a while. And I didn't want to have to wait for the game to improve and for the story to flesh out. I like what I've played. I think it's a great game. And from what I understand, it's gotten way better with all the patches. But that's what Butterbuns tells me, at least.
I'm thinking about playing it. It's not the highest on my list right now. Right now that's Monster Hunter World. But I think I might pick it up. I don't know. You know, looking at you playing this level right now, you know how everybody is currently obsessed with Sora's Monster Inc. look?
Yep.
I think the main reason for that is because Halloween Town is regarded as one of the best Kingdom Hearts level, and everybody loves Halloween Town Sora. Doesn't the aesthetic just match?
Yeah. Also, I love how he's a cat.
That's true. And he's a cat. They're both really cute. It's just the same aesthetic, and they share kind of the same look, and I think that's why everybody's so obsessed with Monsters Inc. Sora so much, because he looks a lot like Kingdom Hearts. Halloween Town Sora.
Plus, a lot of us grew up with Monsters Inc. Like, Monsters Inc. is one of the best Pixar films. The fact that we have Toy Story and Monsters Inc.
And a Kingdom Hearts game.
Like, there's some really good choices. I want to know what else we have, because there's still some more to be announced. But,
I honestly don't want them to be announced. It's like Pokemon for me.
Yeah, it's like, it would be nice, but I also kind of want... what I really would like is for them to announce a release date before anything else. Because once it's out in the open, it's out in the open, but I want some more surprises.
Yeah, but at the same time, this game has been delayed so much that when we get a release date, I'm just gonna be over here like, yeah, sure, Square Enix, coming out that day, huh?
Well, so far, they haven't had release... They haven't delayed Kingdom Hearts in the conventional sense. Like, Nomura's been good about release dates when he actually has a release date. They haven't actually started work on the game until that E3, so... It's unfortunate, but it makes sense.
Let's face it, that freaking aerial summon is why the game is so late. Have you seen how shiny...
I do
I'm
like
never
the
gonna
look
use
of that
summon.
Alright, I found the Lucid Gem, so now we can go back and synthesis.
But there was a surprising lack of Tinkerbell in that trailer, and hasn't Tinkerbell been a summon in almost every Kingdom Hearts game?
Was she in 2? Because I don't remember her in 2.
I'm pretty sure she was.
Then again, 2 changed magic in a way I didn't like.
There's been a lot of changes in Kingdom Hearts. It just blends together like the story.
I like the story. It's convoluted, but it's still fun, and if you play in the right order, you can understand it.
True, it's also fun trying to explain it to people who don't understand a story, and then they see how flustered you get because you also don't understand the story, and you actually played all the games, and they're just gonna be like, okay, so this is complicated. Yeah, that's the point!
Yep.
Oh, this game. I love this game. I wish it was as simple as the first game, but what you gonna do?
You know, I think it does a good enough job, but it has its problems. Alright.
Yes. It's not the best JRPG in the world, and 2017 was such a good year for JRPGs. I mean, it was a good year for games in general, but if you were a JRPG fan, you were happy.
Okay, I need 3 more synthesis items. 2 of them are, well, 1 is easy, 2 of them require harder to get stuff. But I'm gonna save that for next time. We are now, we got a lot done, because it takes a while to farm synthesis, and in my main game, like, it took me maybe 6 hours just to get to where I am in this stream, because RNG is kind of a bitch. But we're gonna get to the remaining 6 synthesis items next time, then we're gonna do the Hades Cup, and we're probably gonna have to farm for the Wizard's Relic too, because that hasn't dropped yet. What else? Hades Cup, Wizard's Relic, the rest of the synthesis items, and then hopefully, thank you, Mercy for Animals. Thanks for dropping in.
Good night, Mercy.
We'll see you next stream. It won't be hopefully won't be as late next time, but we're gonna be around. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and I'm gonna try to stream Monday, but we'll be back.
Night, Mercy. I know I'm headed to bed too.
Yep, have a good night. But yeah, so next session, rest of the synthesis items, Wizard's Relic, Hades Cup. I doubt we're going to get more than that done in 3 hours. It all depends on RNG.
Sounds good. Sounds good indeed.
All right, I'm gonna save for like the 15th time.
Next time on Zen Streams.
Next time on Zen Stream Z.
How did you get Chris Sabat to do your outro for you?
That wasn't
Like you went to a con, right?
that wasn't Christopher Sabat. That was the narrator for DBZ, who is Kyle Hebert.
Oh, jeez. Entire time I thought it was Sabat.
Yeah, but basically, like, he did it during a stream. Like, I emailed him and I said, hey, I could pay you to... I just need to do this. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. And he did that, and then he did a Kamina thing. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Oh, that was really cool.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this casual synthesis stream. I know we didn't get too much done. We got maybe 1 trophy, and then we did the end of the world. But synthesis takes a lot of time and farming and stuff. And so, like, we got quite a bit accomplished in this stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. For those in the stream and in the chat, like, thank you for chatting with us. And we will see you next time. Just for those on YouTube, I upload the Prince of Persia streams every Monday and the old Kingdom Hearts streams every Wednesday. So look forward to that. And we're going to be streaming again. I'm gonna try Monday, but if not, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to do multiple times throughout the week. Anyway, guys, I'm Zenith will rule, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one, guys.
Everyone.
And watch out for snakes. Just saying.
It might be in your boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
Hey, this is Megami33. Thank you for watching Zenith Will Review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome videos. If you like what you see, check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/ZenithWillReview.